Hold on. Pump the brakes.
Okay.
Okay, just slow down.
I'm slowing
All
down.
right. Why?
I can sit down. Should I sit down? No.
No,
Okay.
no, not
Okay.
yet, bro.
Okay.
Just crouch.
Yes.
Touch. Pause. Engage. It's the weekend.
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to say it's a quarter to the weekend. It's not 5 minutes to the weekend. It's not even 2 minutes to the weekend.
No, it's now.
It's now. It
Feel
officially
it.
starts today. Welcome to it. My name is Graham Richards.
My name is Carl Wasty. It's lovely to see you. Well, we don't see you, but we kind of see, we imagine you.
We feel your presence.
That's it. There's an energy coming through the TV, which I love. But today, it's a big weekend. After the emotions that we went through with Bafana, they did so well. We still have a game to look forward to with the third and fourth place playoffs. So we have to chat AFCON and SA20. So we got two very good-looking gentlemen to chat about that. Lorenzo Daris is here, along with radio, DJ and podcaster Mitch Matiana. He is also such a great guy to chat through AFCON action at SA20, so it's going to be wonderful.
I think both of them are even more emotionally invested than we are.
No, they are.
It's a bit dangerous, but we are here for that. When you talk about emotional investment, I think we are all behind brand South Africa right now. And from catching up with Miss South Africa herself, of course, Natasha Yobert, who's just incredible, to rubbing shoulders with actress Simpiwe Ngema. Look at that face. It is for you today. We've got some massive names in the house.
Oh, yeah. So it is also the weekend before Valentine's Day.
Oh, boy.
Trust me, I'm giving you fair warning, because you can't pitch up on Tuesday and say, but baby, I didn't know. No, you can't do that, all right? So we're going to sort you out with all the tips and tricks. So we got fashion, we got chocolate, a cake recipe with our bestie, Abigail Donnelly. We got it all today to empower you.
I love it. So we're going to empower you and fill your heart ahead of, we'll call it the Valentine's Day weekend, all right? But we got you covered. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, we get to connect with the Expresso family up north. A very good morning. Zanella, how are you, dear?
Hello, beautiful Cape Town family. Futike, siyanamkela mzansi. Goeiemorgen, good morning. And more than anything else, I hope that you are having the best time already, because we are in the building. It is Expresso. And of course, coming to you live from the Johannesburg studio, we are so ready to take you on a whole ride with us all together, making sure that we go into the weekend the right way. So for me this morning, you can tell that I am in my Valentine's colors. Why? Well, it's got to do with the Good Morning Post, yeah? All in the name of finding out how you would handle this. Are you listening properly? I have to ask you, right? Well, we're talking about the fact that when we are going to be having a Valentine's night in, I want you to pretend you hear some Marvin Gaye in the background, there's some rose petals on the floor, and you are in charge of the menu, and you've had to put together a 3-course meal. What are you putting together? So for me, I would say a creamy seafood mix served on an avo, a little bit of lamb chops with some vegetables, and then a decadent brownie to dessert. But that would be if I could cook, right? For me as Zanele, I will have takeaway number 1, takeaway number 2, and takeaway number 3. You are not me though, so please do the right thing and answer us on social media, #Expresso Show, and send us a voice note 063-408-8863. We want to hear from you, all in the name of finding out what would you be preparing rather for your 3-course meal on Valentine's night in. For now though, we are standing by with your news.
Thanks, Zanele. Let's take our first look, in fact, our first course of news. Starting nationally, in his State of the Nation address in the Cape Town City Hall last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa highlighted the government's 30-year achievements in democracy, emphasizing the journey towards a national democratic society. Among issues he highlighted were more than 1 million young people have been appointed nationwide as teacher assistants at some 23,000 schools. Black South Africans now own about 25% of agriculture land through redistribution, and the target being 30% by 2030. And in the past 5 years, around 1,000 black industrialists have been supported with funding and other forms of assistance. Ramaphosa also said the government is going to give private rail operators access to Transnet's rail infrastructure to revamp the country's freight rail system. On corruption, he said his administration's first priority was state capture. He said more than 8.6 billion rand had been recovered since he took over. Some 200 people had been prosecuted and dozens more were being investigated. Ramaphosa pledged that the government would invest more money to eradicate corruption. He said the worst of the power crisis was over and the end of load shedding was in sight. Now on to international news. At least 13 Sudanese migrants have died and 27 others are missing after their boat sank off Tunisia's coast. Only 2 survived. This was the latest disaster to hit migrants attempting to cross the Mediterranean from Africa to Europe. Sudan was plunged into civil war some 10 months ago, forcing at least 9 million people to flee their homes. In 2023, some 2,300 migrants died trying to cross the Mediterranean. Now, a mutation of avian flu is raising serious concerns about a potential new human pandemic as the highly pathogenic H5N1 strain has now become transmissible between mammals. This concern follows a recent outbreak of avian influenza, which resulted in the near-complete mortality of the southern elephant seal population at Peninsula Valdez in Argentina. The global animal welfare organization, Four Paws, says the highly pathogenic H5N1 strain has mutated and has become transmissible between mammals, bringing the virus closer to sparking a new human pandemic. And last week, Dr. Claude Mashego, Miss World SA, visited the Africa Tikkun Utando Center in Bram Park, Johannesburg, to spend some time with Mimi, a 3-year-old facing a rare developmental disorder. Claude, driven by her pageant title's purpose, immediately offered support upon learning about Mimi's condition. She emphasized the significance of her role in serving humanity and supporting organizations such as Africa Tikkun. Claude passionately urged the public to join her in fundraising efforts to enable Mimi's ability to walk someday. Mimi's resilient spirit and infectious smile deeply touched Claude and her team, and the doctor-turned-beauty queen appeals to everyone to contribute towards Mimi's cause with the Back a Buddy page link available on the screen. And that's it for your news for now. Another update in 1 hour. Let's take a look at all the exciting sporting action. Here's G.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wasty. Let's start with some explosive cricket and an explosive player. Heinrich Klaassen's explosive innings propelling Durban's Super Giants to their inaugural SA20 final, defeating the Joburg Super Kings by 69 runs in their qualifier 2 at the Wanderers yesterday. So Klaassen's blistering 74 off just 30 balls, supported brilliantly by Vian Mulder's quickfire 50, guiding DSG to a formidable 211 for 6. So JSK responded by losing wickets early and were ultimately bowled out for just 142 runs in 17.4 overs. That means DSG will now return to Cape Town for that final in a rematch with the Sunrisers at Newlands, and that is tomorrow. It's going to be spectacular. Now let's head a little further afield for some interesting footballing news. Paris Saint-Germain appear poised to bid farewell to the Parc des Princes after the city reiterated that the stadium is non-negotiable. So despite years of pursuit, PSG has abandoned now hopes of acquiring the stadium. The decision comes following Paris's mayor Anne Hidalgo's reaffirmation that the venue is not up for sale. And I'm sure they have offered quite a lot. Since 1974, the Parc des Princes has served as PSG's cherished home ground, but the club now eyes a new chapter elsewhere, and I'm sure even more money spent. Well, staying with European footballing news, UEFA president now in firm focus as Alexander Serafin has declared he won't pursue a 4th term in 2027, despite controversial reforms that could extend his tenure. So Seferin, a 56-year-old Slovenian lawyer, cited the need for new leadership and personal reasons, having spent now 7 years away from his family. The announcement followed UEFA member nations' approval of statute amendments, including one enabling him to stay up until 2031. I would still recommend watching that space. Now we turn to motorsports and British GP. They are set to stay at Silverstone until 2034. So a new long-term agreement secures Silverstone as the host of the British Grand Prix for the next decade. That was following an announcement made yesterday. And amid speculation, the North Hampshire track owned by the British Drivers Racing Club has solidified its position with a reported £30 million per year deal up until 2034. The upcoming F1 season brings in Bahrain on the 2nd of March, while Silverstone is set to host the iconic British Grand Prix on the 7th of July. We're going to focus a little more, of course, on AFCON, the final, and that 3rd and 4th placed playoff, and the SA20 final. A massive sporting weekend on the way, so stick around for that. But right now, let's set the tone for the weekend weather.
Thanks, G. Let's take a look at your weather. Starting with weather news, the SA Weather Service has issued a level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms with heavy downpours, possible strong damaging winds, hail and excessive lightning that may result in localized flooding of susceptible roads, low-lying areas and bridges, structural damages, falling trees blocking major roads, as well as localized service disruptions due to power surges. These conditions are expected over the central and eastern parts of the northwest, the eastern parts of the Free State, Gauteng, the southwestern parts of Limpopo, the Mpumalanga, Highveld and the escarpment areas, as well as the western and southern parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the central and eastern parts of the Northern Cape, the extreme southwestern parts of the northwest and the southwestern parts of the Free State and the northwestern parts of the Eastern Cape. So do be cautious in those areas. As we take a first look at a sunrise, we love these. Wendy Canterbury from Muizenberg sending this one through. Just a day waiting for opportunities, waiting for the positivity that you can plug into your day. That's what I like to see. And I want to get some more, please. 063-408-8863. Send your sunrise view, and we'd love to feature you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we take a look at the temperatures across South Africa.
Degrees is cool, man. You can handle it. You can handle it. So Mitch is back, yes, and we're going to talk AFCON. Buddy, in your heart of hearts, could Bafana have won AFCON this year?
100%. Look, I spoke to Eric Tinkler in the week, and he told me about the 96 memories and how they got to the final and winning it. This year was our year. They made us believe. They put us back on the African continent. Listen, the heartbreak is still with me, as you can see.
The PTSD.
You trying to make me cry, Graham.
I'm sorry, man.
I don't want to...
Well, look, the bottom line is Bafana can't win AFCON, but it's up there for Ivory Coast or Nigeria to take those African top honors. And Mitch and I will get into that, Gristle, in just a moment. Then how does a blueberry brie bacon chili popper sound? Carl's making us breakfast this morning. Stick around. We talk a little footy after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Let's talk a little sport. And with only 2 teams remaining in the Africa Cup of Nations, Nigeria, of course, securing their spot in that final for the first time since 2013, which is surprising looking at that powerhouse. And they did it with a thrilling 4-2 penalty shootout triumph over Bafana, breaking our hearts. And of course, hosts Ivory Coast, they edged past the Democratic Republic of Congo 1-0, setting the stage for what promises to be a scintillating showdown this Sunday to determine Africa's finest. And here to chat about the finals is a radio presenter and personality host of Football and Friends, Mitch Matyana.
Come on, Graham.
Buddy, I'm sorry to put you through the Bafana question because I think all of us believed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't our turn. I'm going to say it's not our season. Great advancements there. Huge opportunity in the tournament. Before we touch on these finals, let's talk about the tournament as a whole from a South African perspective. Great PR, great pace, great moments, great progression for the team. Hugo Broos has, I think, shown us his intent and what he can do and has proven his track record. So all in all, we've got to be happy. As much as we're hurting about not being in that final, pretty successful run.
Yeah, look, I think the one thing that Hugo Broos has built in the past 2 years is unity.
Yes.
I mean, most South Africans would look at the Bafana team and go, it's just Bafana. And I think I've been saying there's something in the air in South Africa in terms of our sports, as well as
a team as strong as the Super Eagles having to go through the nervy moments of a penalty shootout, because that's normally where it all crumbles and falls apart. So you almost feel like they've done the hard work, the dirty yards. I would fear Nigeria coming into this final, probably more than the Ivory Coast, but the Ivory Coast are playing at home. How are you feeling about this matchup? It's a great final encounter.
Look, they always say that football is around storylines. You think back to Fergie and the kids, he won't win anything with them. You think to Leicester. And now you look at the story of the Ivory Coast, who finished, third in their group. They had a humiliating loss, 4-0. They even fired their manager during the tournament. This is AFCON. And all of a sudden, they find themselves in the final. Nigeria, on the other hand, of course, they are the super team with all the big teams, quote unquote, in the AFCON being already knocked out. People were looking at Nigeria and be like, yo, this is your tournament. So the pressure, you can imagine. So, I mean, both sides are going to be incredible to watch. I think it's going to be a very tough game with Ivory Coast being at home. They're going to show
for goals, but we seldom get it. How do you see this one playing out? Ivory Coast good on the counter. They do have pace. How do you see this? Where are the opportunities?
I think the one person we need to look at is obviously Victor Osimhen, who's been an incredible striker for Napoli in Italy. He has dominated his one Serie A.
On his side.
Exactly. And now he has to lead this Nigeria. Everyone's looking at him to lead Nigeria over the line. So I think he's going to be very key. You got Ademola Lookman, who's been fantastic throughout the tournament. He's been the guy for Nigeria. Moses Simon on the right wing, he's been also great as well. And Ivory Coast have this beautiful story about Sebastian Haller, who was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago. He fought that, he beat that, he scored the win in the last game. And of course, he's going to look to bring that trophy for his country. So I think there are opportunities for both teams to win it. Will it go 120 minutes? I'm not too sure. I think we'll get a win in the 90.
Yeah, I hope that's the one narrative, but I also, sometimes you get to a point in the final, I want every second of this that I can get. Take me to penalties. I want the last penalty to decide this one. I love it. Let's talk about that 3rd and 4th place playoff. Yeah. How do you get your mind back into focus for something like that? Is it still seen as a minor victory? How do you see that one playing out? Or is it like nerves out the window, now we're just free to enjoy ourselves and that's when you see the best performance? How are you seeing this one play out?
I think Bafana will go in there with less nerves.
Yeah.
I think they will be seen as the favourites with how they've performed this tournament. We're not writing off DRC. I think they've also been incredible as well, fighting adversity, standing for something in AFCON. Bafana, on the other hand, I think they're going to be more free-flowing with less pressure on them. They've already seen the messages on social media, people showing how proud they are.
They've already ticked that box.
No, they've ticked that box. They've proven themselves this tournament. And I think
those that will be supporting from South Africa, whether you're going Nigeria or going Ivory Coast, we are with you, brothers. We are there to support you because we love African football when it's played at this level. And you can catch it all right here on SABC Sports and a plethora of other SABC options. Go and check out our socials.
Good luck, Bafana. Even though it's a 3rd and 4th place playoff, we are still behind you. And we're going to get some treats going for you because we're all about trying internet hacks and food trends so that we can tell you if it's actually worth your time or maybe just a mess. And this recipe was one we had to test. Now picture this: blueberry, bacon and brie jalapeno poppers. It sounds delicious, but there is somebody of a content creator that got onto this and actually showed us a way. Nick Nesgoda from @burnt_pellet_barbecue. This particular version of this trend, I wanted to show you this thing to see if we can actually give it a shot. Take a look.
Blueberry, prosciutto, and brie jalapeno poppers are one of the best things to make for game day. Start off by firing up the Nomad, then we're going to take a jalapeno, cut it in half, remove the seed and core, slice up some brie cheese, stuff it in one half of the jalapeno, the other half stuff it with some blueberry jam, put them together, wrap it in prosciutto, and season it up with your favorite barbecue rub. Dump the hot charcoal into the Nomad, add some cherry wood, then we're going to smoke them at 275 for about 45 minutes. Once they have that beautiful smoke color and they're softened, top them with hot honey and dive right in.
I'm salivating. That looked amazing. So we're going to give it a shot and try our own version. However, you can't have jalapeno poppers alone without bringing in somebody who's very, very talented at its consumption. Mitch Matiana, radio DJ, podcaster, visionary. Come help me out here, my friend.
All right.
So I'm not sure you saw the video of how they made the poppers. It was a very, very chilled, relaxed recipe. But I want you to do this for us as well. We're putting you to work today. So what we have here, we've taken some jalapenos, all right? And we've taken the seeds out. We've made, so, I mean, you can leave the seeds in if you want to, get more bite, but that's okay. So what you will be doing for us is that you'll be chopping our brie and you'll be stuffing our first jalapeno.
Okay, cool.
And then while you do that, I'll let you know that we have some of these smoking chips, and what we're doing is we're actually soaking them. The reason why we do that is that it allows the smoke to last a lot longer. You know, with the heat, intense heat, if they are too dry, they're going to catch flame. That's not exactly the flavor you want. You want a subtle flavor when it comes to smoking. That's why always soak your chips, just not the chips you eat on the table. Don't do that. It's not nice to have a soggy chip. So what you're doing here, you see, I like the way you're giving it your own flair here.
You see, this is just watching people cook on TV. So I'm trying to, get the rhythm in.
Because you just had to give me like strips of them. But
I'm just doing my thing.
This is probably going to work better. I'll tell you why. Because then the blueberry jam that you have over here is going to go through. But let's see if it works out. So first go down with the brie in there. And then we're going to go with the other half. We're going to do the blueberry jam as Nick showed us. You see, but that looks great.
That looks, like I'm packing in a taxi 442.
That's what I'm saying. You are South African.
Here's the sliding door operator out on the side, ready to welcome more.
I can almost hear
more brie.
Mo pre Weinberg. Yes, I can hear it. I can.
Right.
Now, you've got that. So this is going to be the other half.
All right, so this is going on top. Okay, so I'm packing this.
You can, whatever you want to do it your way. We're just giving it a shot to see if it's worth our time. We won't be tasting now because we're going to give this a good, obviously smoking takes a bit longer. We're not going to watch the smoke, while you sit there. We're not going to do that. So later we'll give it a bit of a taste while these are soaking. So this is just a prep. And then we're not going to do prosciutto like Nick did. We're going to do some good old South African bacon.
Come on.
And you're going to wrap that. The technique you choose, this is kind of what you want to get to.
All right.
The ones that we prepared a little earlier. So see if you can give it a shot. Let's go.
Look at that. That's a good wrap.
I think that's a great wrap. That's it.
There you go.
And I mean, you're a fan of rap as well, which makes sense.
Could win a Grammy.
Yes,
for best rap. Jalapeno packed in a 442 formation. I don't know. I'm making up awards.
That is the Kendrick Lamar of rapping a jalapeno. You know what I'm saying? This is great. This is fine. So, okay, so this is your first one. You can do the second one, as we do that in a nice... And then we'll do this, and we'll give it a try over here. This is fantastic. And a little bit of spice. And that's...
Come on.
And we let that set up. We're going to cook it later, and that's sort of go. And I mean, the thing is, we want everybody to try this.
Yeah.
I hope that you've given this a shot as well, because this is a lovely way of quickly preparing for the 3rd and 4th place playoff, whereas Bafana will be taking on, the Congos. So I think it's important for us to actually look at this and say, right, these are the snacks that we are going to go for. So we will give it a shot later, give it a try, get it in the smoker, and come back and give you a taste. If you want any of the details on this, not only is it on social media, but also expressoshow.com, we got you covered. But thank you so much, Mitch.
There we go. It's all packed.
This is
Come on now.
Grammy award-winning jalapeno poppers.
It's the perfect snack.
We are winners. We love that. Let's go.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we talk more sport. Yes, it's a feel-good sporting weekend and we're here for that. We want you to get ready for the ultimate showdown. As season 2 of the incredible SA20 reaches its pinnacle, and what a thrilling competition it's been. And of course, the defending champs, the Sunrisers, Eastern Cape clash with the Durban Super Giants in the finals at the iconic Newlands Cricket Ground tomorrow. Brace yourself for an action-packed finale. If the build-up has been anything to go by, we're going to get some massive sixes, sensational catches, and hopefully an abundance of runs. Or maybe not, because it's T20, baby. You had to chat to us about the finals. Radio personality, sports enthusiast, and all-round nice guy and chef, Mitch Machana, and our very own Expresso sports producer, Lorenzo Daris. You guys have had a front row seat for the SA20 tournament.
Yeah.
It almost feels like it was so big this year. This was its first year, because I think they might have been finding their feet. But what Graham and Brooke and the guys behind the scenes have done with SA20 this year, Mitch, you must be happy. This is domestic, but it kind of feels international, which is what you want out of this kind of tournament.
Yeah, look, I think it's been exciting seeing the international players hit our shores, but I've been really impressed by the local players.
100%.
I think they've stepped up the game. I think it helps having those big names in the changing rooms, and they've seen this as a stepping stone to, you know, showcase their talent so they can put up their hands for Proteas selection. So a huge shout out to local talent. I think it's been incredible to watch, and they've been doing very well.
And that's the whole point. It's a feeder system. It's to put these guys on the map. It's to inject a whole lot more money into local franchises, which I think is the massive kind of pat in the back. And of course, the players need to step up and deliver. And we've got some big hitters in the mix at the
Tell me
moment
about
in
it.
South African cricket, which we're loving. Of course, we saw what Heinrich can do with just 30 balls, 20 balls. He could win a match in 15 balls.
I think so,
he could
Yeah,
do
no,
it, man.
definitely.
That being said, the Sunrisers Eastern Cape, let's look at their journey, because I think coming into the tournament, they were a bit of a surprise last season, and then they did so well. This season, we were kind of, okay, maybe lightning won't strike twice. They've been great throughout, and they seem like the better balanced team. It's not just the bat, they've got a bit of ball as well.
Yeah, so that's the thing about that team. It's the fact that there's no individual that just stands out. You've got Otnel Bartman getting 4 wickets every game, but you've also got Aiden Markram coming in and, you know, giving extra runs there. And then you've got Temba Bavuma as well. Stubbs behind at the stumps, just showing how massive he will be in the forthcoming years for the Proteas. I think that's the nice thing. And I was watching a video of their coach, and he said last season, and he did it again this year, find out who the people are outside. The person that's busy dishing the food for you every day, the person that's taking your kit to the bus. Get to know them, and if we have that culture, we're a team at the end of the day. And I think that's what I love about them at the moment. And if you look at St. George's Park, come on, you've got the brass band and you've got the families coming out.
For sure. You've got culture and history. And I mean, I was heartbroken to see the Paarl Royals not in the mix after the form that they showed, kind of building to that. They were kind of the form team, but to play cricket in these areas, you see what it means to a St. George's or to Paarl to have those stars there, but to see the locals represented in those spaces. That for me is where it really kicks in. When we look at the Super Giants, they've had a pretty good run coming up. I think, pretty comfortable, let's say. They haven't really been tested to that degree because they've got the big hitters.
Yeah.
Is it JJ Smuts, Klaasen? Is that where this begins and ends for the Giants? How do we see this playing out? If they can't score the runs, can they take the heat?
I mean, I want to focus on JJ Smuts a little bit, because his wicket that he lost when he played against the Sunrisers, where Aiden Markram pretty much plucked out the ball out of the sky. I think if I went out that way, I would have a point to prove going into this game. So I think he'll be thinking about that, probably chirping back and forth with Aiden, and definitely putting up a showing. Klaasen, you mentioned him earlier. I think he's just been such a revelation in the entire sport.
For sure.
I think he's so dangerous. And also, we can't write off Quinton de Kock.
No, we can't.
Where has Quinton been?
He's been there a little bit. He comes in a little bit, but he hasn't really been the talisman that we know, that opener, that guy that comes out and gets us a quick-fired 40 or 50. He's kind of been just there on the side, and everyone else has been performing, and that's what happens in a game like this. Klaasen has now come out, I think it's because he doesn't have the pressure of the Proteas on him anymore.
Yeah.
So he's coming out and just
he will
enjoying.
soon.
And he will probably soon. He's going to get a call up. And I just feel that, you know, the coastal sides have shown that they can win games away. It's
Yeah.
not just, and that's the thing about this tournament, is the fact that you lose a few games at the beginning and then you win all your away games, and all of a sudden you're the Sunrisers Eastern Cape, you find yourself back in the final for a second year in a row.
And it's brilliant for that franchise. I think it probably matters the most. How do we set up for a final like this when we know that so much rests on you having a succinct, bigger picture locked in? Everyone has to know their role within the bigger picture, yet it generally all depends on one bowler or one batsman. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's a cruel and unforgiving format. How do you set up for that? Do you give your players the license to just go out there and do it like the Seven style of inside, outside the box kind of mentality? How do you approach a final like this where you know it's, I mean, it could go down to one ball in one super over. It's ridiculous.
I mean, like you mentioned, I think form goes out the window when it comes to a final because there's so many factors. I think maybe players will probably go into this one just, you know, it sounds cliche, but just have fun.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, because that makes you relax, it puts you in a good environment. So when you want to go out there, you can express yourself when you're more relaxed. So I think it's going to be one of those mentalities like, guys, we've made it here. I know the pressure of the finals here, but I think it's important for us just to enjoy the cricket.
You've already been paid. It's okay.
No, there's more money. There's more money at the end of it. Massive check. But I must say, a shout out to the Newlands faithful for selling out a few weeks before the time. Host city, going out there. And that's the nice thing about Cape Town. We love our sports. We're going out. And I'd love to see a super over. I'd love to give them, because we don't have my Cape Town there. So we don't have the home team there. But let's go and give the crowd what they deserve. I think there's going to be a lot of swing. Newlands has been having a bit.
Well,
bit of
hopefully the
problems.
teams will learn from the Proteas' mistake and
There you go.
don't bat first if it's green and there is moisture in the air at Newlands. I thought that's the first
55, 55.
Very quickly, who's going to win it?
I've got Sunrisers Eastern Cape.
I'm going Durban Super Giants all the way.
Because it must be.
Either
Let us
side.
know on our socials. Who do you think is going to take the incredible SA20 final? It's going down tomorrow at Newlands. If you don't have a ticket, sorry for you, man. If you're going to be there, we want to see lots of pictures and videos, but enjoy.
From cricketing action, we go to some other bold action. Now, guess what's adding a dash of boldness to the skyline once again? Now, KFC's bold new taste, their giant cup is back and has recently been spotted perched atop Nelson Mandela Bridge, and someone actually caught on camera. Take a look at this.
I think it's a big cup, maybe a brother size.
I don't know how they get it there. That's the thing. But let's investigate together. I'm not really equipped to do this alone. We actually need a panel. So I want to bring in Graham as well as Mitch Matiana just to have a quick chat around this bold move by KFC. Please have a seat, gents. It's,
Very bold.
It's like the KFC files over here. Also, you need some. I'm not going to do this alone. The coffee thing.
Oh, I thought you were the
No, I've
host.
got
with the-
you covered. Don't worry about it.
I didn't bring my wallet.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's bring in some
awkward, man.
coffee
I
for
don't
these
have my phone
gents
to
as well
tap.
while we
I don't.
discuss.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm getting
Served.
spoiled today.
You might be a bit young to remember Knight Rider, but doesn't this look like Kit? Like
Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
I was born in '96, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
exactly.
What's going on?
No one was born in '96. Come on, that's ridiculous.
Of course, so are you. Anyway, there's a sleek new look, as you can see with the cup. It is absolutely incredible.
Look at that.
Right?
Gorgeous.
Stylish statement. The matte black. You know, if you have matte black anything in your house, or you wear matte black, suddenly everything is just lifted to a different level.
Yeah.
Well, it means you're wealthy, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah,
It
it's just
speaks
an
to you. If
expression
you're
of-
like your air fryer is matte black,
Yeah.
it means that you have like a different level of it. But a cup of coffee, different ball game as well. Now, the taste of this particular coffee, as you'll find,
All right.
it's bold.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
It is new. It is improved. It's strong. It's unexpectedly fantastic. And it's also available in cappuccino, in latte, in black, and exciting flavors like vanilla and hazelnut. However, I don't know if you saw the giant cup atop the Nelson
Yeah.
Mandela Bridge, and I don't know how they got it there. So let's investigate for a second. Mitch, how would you get a large cup? I know this is just, I know maybe not be a wheelhouse. A large cup on top of Nelson Mandela Bridge.
All right, so I'm going to stick with consistency like we did in the
Please.
kitchen.
Please, thank you.
I am bringing the theory of 1,000 taxis, okay, and cranes.
1,000 cranes
So the
and
taxi-
1,000
Taxis,
taxis.
right?
Oh,
So it's all
wow.
about formation and then
Okay.
just getting it together and then putting the big cup on top, right, of the
Yes.
taxi so it can get transported to the bridge.
Correct.
And then the cranes, that's when the cranes come in, put it together, and then
yes.
lift it. Guys, come on.
Is
Yeah.
it? I just want to know one thing.
What's that?
Is it filled with coffee?
You see, there's another question. There are too many questions.
Because, man, you get a lot of people over. You drink some of it out. Just drink.
Yes.
I don't know how many people you'd need. Probably 1,000 taxi drivers would come and they could all have a bit of that coffee beforehand.
We're doing this.
Then the cup is light. Then
There
Mitch,
we go.
you're strong enough to do it on your own, bud. Hey?
Guys, wait,
paper
what-
cup.
what?
You can do it, man. You can do it.
But it's really great. And I think the
It's a lot
bigger
of
question,
coffee.
so now we've got the question on taxis, put it there. This is our theory.
Okay.
Secondly, is it filled with coffee?
Not anymore. It's
Not
late in the
anymore because the
morning,
taxi
Bruce.
drivers
It's done.
drank the coffee. But the thing is, the next question is, how much is this? And I completely understand. So allow me to explain to you.
Okay.
All right. The price you're looking for over here, it is quite simple. 23 Rand 90.
Oh, no.
All right. You can grab a tall cappuccino. You know how I like tall
Yeah.
things. 27.90 for a tall cappuccino.
No, man, now you're lying to us. This was all
I'm
fun until you
serious.
started lying, Bruce. No,
That's what it is. 23.90, 27.90, and of course it's a bold, amazing flavor that won't break the bank unless you put a larger version on top of Nelson Mandela Bridge.
Well, this is the thing. Because normally, people are like, "Why are you fasting?" You're like, "Well, it's all I can afford. It's my first morning cup of black coffee, dude. Now I can have breakfast and I can still afford lunch." No, that is absolutely brilliant because it matters for us when you're
Yes.
getting up early in the day. My first sip of coffee matters, and it must be good, man. It must be good, and it
Fantastic.
must also be gigantic and served to me on a bridge. On Nelson Mandela Bridge in
Well,
town. I
how
want
about
that.
serving a competition? Because I know that you, as fascinated, if you were in the Nelson Mandela Bridge area, you would have seen this large, massive, huge
Please send us
KFC
pictures.
coffee. In fact, yeah, please do. The sightings are there. Now, KFC are spreading the love by giving you the chance to win a 250 Rand voucher. So simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, X, or Instagram pages and tell us how much you love the bold new taste coffee. It's as simple.
So don't forget to hashtag it, bold new taste. That competition closes Sunday, the 11th of February at midnight. That's this Sunday, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressshow.com. You can enter, dude. 'Cause
Can
we,
I?
We don't pay you,
Yeah.
bro. You don't officially work for us.
so I can-
You can enter, buddy.
You just told him he's not getting paid for today.
That's I was just
Wait,
going
am
in
I
live.
not getting paid?
With coffee.
Oh, okay, I'll take it though. Cheers,
I
cheers.
love you, guy. Wait, you've got to do the night
Oh, here
rider.
we go,
The
here we
night
go.
rider.
Do-do.
Close, close.
Is it close? Okay.
96, come on. That's the AFCON 96. Come on, bro.
We on the grind, no time, move. Got a new drip, stays on your mind. Say you, now the whole crew running.
Try KFC's bold new cappuccino for only $27.90.
Now, whether you've had your coffee this morning or you're just getting it started, then my love, it is about to be a great one either way because you are on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Coming through from the Johannesburg studio today, we're going to be chatting to an absolute superstar. Trust me, if you don't know him just yet, then you are in luck because we have got Lee McCrazy in the house. And then we're also going to be getting into what we absolutely love, which is gifting our loved ones, the people that deserve them. We're talking about the chocolates that are 100% gift worthy by Jack Rabbit. That is all coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show in the next bit. But we're going to take a short break and we'll be back on the other side of this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3, and this is the only way to start off your morning because we'd be lost without you, okay? We always make sure that it is a balanced, healthy meal. However, today it is one that is so delicious because it is a Friday, which is why we brought in a superstar, one of the most incredible genres in the whole entire world. Yes, baby, from right here in South Africa. We are talking about amapiano. It has gone on to give such incredible opportunities to some of the young people all over the country. And one such person is someone who is featured on a trending track at the moment. I am talking about an absolute king. Ladies and gentlemen, Johannesburg studio, please welcome to the stage. It is none other than Lee McCrazy, aka Linda Mnisi. Come on. Barik ilimeke. Eh? How are you, Puti? You're right. Stand some for the people who don't know. Gubani uLinda Mnisi. Where are you from? Where did you grow up? And what did you want to be?
Okay, uLinda Mnisi is just a boy and Tonanyana Sekas, so I'm from the hood. Tonanyane Kuliguma background, Yana Makwai and Kulility Proof is on 5.
Come on.
You understand? So, yeah, interviewing Funuguba Yangitu has now it's almost on Kumfana Maga Kulu Funuguba poisa. So I thought things by poisa, but then Azangwalung.
You wanted to be a police out on the streets?
Yeah, I wouldn't think that.
But
So Azangwalunga. Since vele kumuntu vele okhulele nasemakhwayeni kanjani.
And you know, music is a gift at the end of the day. Yeah, you can't run away from it.
Yeah.
So igama Lee McCrazy, where did it come from?
Istory salelo kamalelo. Shuthi lelo kamalelo like bengihlala deep proof kuqala ne. Then mazithi grade 3 I moved to Enedale. So ngafunda namakhaladi.
Okay.
So njoba ngifunda namakhaladi la I don't know ukuthi bebangibona ngumuntu onjani.
What crazy?
Maybe bebangibona kanjalo yabo, but then mina I'm just umuntu free nje, umuntu ohlekelayo, you understand, umuntu ohlala nabantu yabo. So it happened ukuthi one day ngachuni flop esikolweni, I made enye inkinga kabi esikolweni.
What happened, Batung? What did you do at school?
Obviously yazumntana unokuganga kwakhe.
Batung.
Ngikangile esikolweni. Mangang esikolweni. So amakhaladi they used to call me Uli, you understand? Yeah, I was like Lee, everyone was calling me Lee. So one day njoba ngenzile yo problem le.
Nonsense.
Yes. The principal called me to an assembly.
Yeah.
You understand? Good boys come to an assembly. So when I went to an assembly, wa announced the principal.
No, wait. So the principal called you in front of everybody and said, Lee did this nonsense.
Yes, because Bengmushi, I understand. So principal Magang Biza, the assembly was like, yeah, bafethu sesinama culprit la esikoleni sinabantu abagangaya abantu abakanje, you understand?
Yeah.
Washo man would know like this boy is crazy, man. You know who's this boy? You understand?
Wait, so it was your principal?
Yes, Mr. Ngwenkulu from Spectrum Primary School.
I love that.
So makagibela lapha stage sizothi stage assembly, he was like, no man, this boy is crazy. Do you guys know who is this boy? You understand? So it happened with Magasho principal. This boy is Lee. So labantwana babuza ukuthi Lee what? You understand?
Lee McCrazy.
Then kulali show lize khona ke le gama leli, so that the principal washo la ukuthi this boy is Lee McCrazy. Like from today he is Lee McCrazy because of we don't understand this boy and he's new kule skolo lesi. First things first, but then sekayamosha nje.
Forward.
Yeah, so
I love that.
From there esikolweni baqala bangibiza ngalo le gama leli Thuekasi.
And now to the world.
You understand?
Exactly. Kodwa ke Linda, we know that you grew up in a Christian household.
Yes.
How do you think this played a part in your musical journey?
In my musical journey?
The thing of growing up in a Christian household.
First things first, into ngizoyisho ne mawukhulelele emzini we Christianity, you understand? Unenhliziyo epure. Ngithola ubuKristian bukunikeza inhliziyo epure, uyakwazi ukudila namanye ama situation ne, and kulento engikuyo manje I used to via amakhwaya ngisho, and which is ikhwaya ngicale from endlini, not from esontweni.
So not from church, from home?
From home.
I love
that. Understand? With umagogo, like labantu engihlala nabo endlini.
Benicula all together?
Yes, besicula sonke lapha. So one was good with Tradicon, one was good with ama-notes, understand,
Yeah.
choral music. Bese mina bengi-good ngesitibili,
Okay.
understand. So, I started to cula lapho, ngaqala ngathanda umculo-ke kanjalo, as much as manje ngila kule lento le.
I love
Amapiano.
that.
Yeah.
And in terms of the amapiano, because we were running away very quickly because we needed to go get ready, how were you discovered?
Besiye emshadweni with ichoir yama-gents, i-Deep Reef United Male Voice. We went to emshadweni. When we got to emshadweni la,
Yeah.
we performed. So seyiphelile-ke isikhathi sokuthi manje siperforme as a choir yabo.
Yeah.
Sekuyile isikhathi lesi sokuthi manje sebafuna ukujiva abantu emshadweni yabo. Then wangena omunye u-DJ, loya DJ angimazi nanamhlanje ukuthi ubani.
Okay.
Yabo? So loya DJ wangena lapha emshadweni, bebambhukhila ngisho emshadweni. Wayenza lento ayenzayo. Then wabiza uTaliwonga because of ekhwayeni. It was me and Taliwonga, ama lead singer.
Oh,
You understand?
wow.
So uTaliwonga went there because already yena bese bamazi ukuthi hayi into zakhe uyawazi amapiano via bo helelelelelele.
Yebo.
Sharp. They called him crazy with a poison. Zwakala poison.
Come to
Since
your
now
thing.
leader. Nasi scoop lana. Zama, try something. You understand? Then we tried something not along that day. It happened ukuthi yonke into iba nice.
Sharp.
Then Tali was the one obekaloka ngigqugquzela ukuthi aman poison. Since lela langa wenze kanje, why don't you go to studio nabantu abasona so?
Do you see why you need good friends in your life?
Yeah.
Come on, leave me crazy.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for you to perform for us and blow us away because you are such a superstar, Puti. Ow, Puti. And it's only the truth, Expresso family. This thing right here where we talk about young people taking over the world, especially from our country, it is happening in the most beautiful way, and especially with the genre Amapiano. This king is going to be blowing you away a little bit later on. Make sure you do not go anywhere. However, for now, Graham and Carl are standing by in the kitchen.
Yes, we are indeed standing by for Valentine's Day in the kitchen. It is on the horizon. I don't want this to fill you with terror. You must be excited. And of course, we are all on the hunt for that perfect, love-filled present, that gift, something that's going to show how much we love our partners. And Woolworths has collaborated with the incredible, and I stress that, incredible Jack Rabbit, a local chocolate studio founded by Stephanie Ceronio to bring us two exquisite Valentine's Day offerings available in selected stores. In fact, only 4 stores, okay, over a limited time. And there is a reason why. So Woolworths Taste Food Director Abigail Donnelly is here to tell us about the delectable and heartwarming collaboration that combines the artistry of luxury chocolates with the essence of romance. It's an Abby sandwich this morning. Good morning, Ab.
Good morning. Oh, yes, that's right.
With a melted chocolate.
Oh, it's
Both on my side. How lucky I am.
That's right.
But you talk about sharing with your partner. I think that's about sharing. I'm just gonna.
I know this is gonna
This is all for me.
destroy Valentine's Day because I don't think anyone's gonna want to part with
Look
this.
at this. This collaboration is so fabulous and exciting because Jack Rabbit, I mean, they are incredible.
Yes.
Their shop is up in Pretoria, but to have Woolworths collaborate with these special bars, and this is dark chocolate
It doesn't look like a bar. It's too shiny.
and Turkish delight.
I know,
But
just shush,
that
Abby,
is
shush.
the perfection of a proper chocolatier, is that you need that shine.
Yes.
So, and obviously a good chocolate needs a good snap.
That's
so
true.
I'm not going to
Ooh,
use a knife.
tempering,
I'm just
okay.
going to,
Yeah.
but before I do that, I'm just going to show you the Turkish delight is on the back. So it's studded with rose, which is just an incredible flavor match with dark chocolate.
I like the fact that you can see it.
you
So if
can
you're going to
snap
share
you
it,
snap
ooh,
it.
almost.
You do the
oh,
snap.
Come on,
Okay, sure. Snap.
you can do it.
There we go. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And
Ooh.
and then look at that. And then that is the whole kind of part of smelling it, having a nose of a chocolate. It's a bit like wine. Yeah, so you just
Oh my
can
goodness!
nose
Snap me some, man.
that.
Snap me a little
Okay,
bit there.
Let me just
Come
have
on.
a little taste.
Let's put it in perspective
Look
here
at these
because.
hearts.
I really started. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was. Oh, there's always
sorry,
one.
tasting
There's
it.
always one.
And then we just feel that mouth feel and put it against the top of your palate and
Okay,
let the
so-
warmth in your mouth just get all those lovely.
Stop flirting.
We are
He's
still live.
he
Are
is
we still live?
spoken
I'm
for.
sorry,
Abigail, he is spoken for. Okay.
Can I talk and eat at the same time?
Of course you may. So what I'm tasting is that, first of all, the dark chocolate, the quality dark chocolate, usually you want the dark chocolate to hit the palate and then immediately melt away, like the heart of your partner when you give this to them. All right. Then Turkish delight. you can promise a holiday to Turkey, which would be a delight for your partner, which would be great. So then that's another thing. And then also just the look and feel of this. I mean, it looked like you made an effort, even though you can pop into a Woolworths.
Yeah, you did it yourself.
You understand what I mean?
But that begs the question, to be able to knock around with the big boys in the chocolate space as a local chocolatier, when you march this, like measure this against the benchmark of where chocolate is internationally with these powerhouse brands that have been doing it for like 2 centuries, this is special.
Absolutely.
Very, very special.
And so local, but she's celebrated around the world. And I do know that her chocolate is stocked into one of the best department stores, even in Tokyo. And I mean, for South African product to be highlighted and showcased like that is just incredible. And I'm just really enjoying
The bonbons.
Oh, yes, the bonbons.
I don't, because I think we got lost in the Turkish delight.
No.
As one must get lost in Turkish delight.
Like, first and foremost, when I saw them the first time, I didn't know they were edible because they have that beautiful tempered chocolate sheer. And then also a diamond element because of all those...
I thought they were a precious metal, for sure.
So this is absolutely beautiful. I don't know which one you want to try, G, but like...
You go for it.
No, okay, no, you're going to pick for us.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Because you know us. You
Oh,
know us so well.
I know, because are you very chewy? So there's a chewy salted caramel.
Abigail, don't talk out of
There
our
we
personal
go.
lives here.
I'm keeping the silky milk chocolate because I love
Fair
milk
game.
chocolate.
Oh, yes, we know,
So
Abigail.
the last one for you is the smooth caramel ganache.
Yeah, because it's summer. I
you're
can
so
get a bit of
smooth.
caramel,
Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful.
Wow,
And I mean,
okay.
look at that. Sorry, I
How
broke,
does
I
one
broke
eat a
mine.
bonbon?
Well,
Awkwardly.
Just kind of put the whole thing in your mouth and just...
That's how you temper chocolate.
Oh,
The tempered chocolate that breaks away.
oh my gosh.
Can I tell you something? If you give somebody this, the only break you'll feel is this tempered chocolate. That's the only breakup you're going to get.
If you open up a dictionary and you look under smooth, there's a description and a picture of that caramel. That is, the mouthfeel is incredible. The flavor is insane. For something that's got so much, it's not too much.
So good.
Completely.
The balance is perfect. All right, Abs, how do we get our hands on these chocolates? Because they are not for everybody.
No, they're not. So as you said, they're in 4 big major stores around the country. And they're from tomorrow. And there is apparently an activation, which is you going to talk about.
Of course, yeah, from 11 to 4. G's got those details while I hold this up and think about having another one.
You can have them all. Well, here's the thing: you want to personalize when it goes into that Valentine's Day mechanism. You want to make, yes, give them something delicious, but something that is bespoke. And designer chocolate made with love. Oh, amazing! So you've got to visit the in-store activations at Woolies, Sanson, Eastgate, Gateway, or Canal Walk tomorrow. That's the 10th of February between 11 and 4 p.m. to get your hands on these limited edition chocolates by, of course, Jack Rabbit. And then you can make it personal as a part of that activation, and don't miss out, of course, on the host of other exciting, incredible Valentine's Day options and gifts. There is literally something for every personality type, and just to help you on your way, like a little Cupid upon your shoulder. We've got a 1,000. I wasn't pointing at you, Carl. I was just like edging towards
my department.
We've got a 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card to give away as well. And if you want to put yourself in the running, visit the Woolies competition post on that's the Expresso Facebook, X, or Insta pages, and tell us which Woolies chocolate would you get for your special someone this Valentine's Day. Come on. And don't forget to include hashtag Woolies Valentine's, and that competition closes at midnight, Sunday, the 11th of February. That's this Sunday. But you can find all the T's and C's on expressoshow.com. What you won't find is any trace of this chocolate, because it's going to be gone in the next 10 seconds. Abby, thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, gosh,
I'm gonna
so
take
beautiful.
It's mine.
Yeah,
It's mine.
good. We've got a whole...
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
So because we don't have to pay Mitch, we've kept him around to do as much of our work as we can. And I was going to pay you in chocolate, but we've eaten most of them because they're amazing. So you can choose. You've got a chewy salted caramel.
Ooh, I'm going to take the salted caramel.
And a smooth caramel ganache. Check it out.
I'm struggling to get it out.
There
we go, there we go.
You can't. We love you, Mitch. Thank you so much for being
here.
What's
This is
coming up
amazing.
next, dude?
Coming up next is, of course, news with Carl, so stick around.
Still not paying you, dude.
Well, that was a good link.
It was a good link.
Management.
That was very good.
Let's take a look at that news. Now, the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality, Gary van Niekerk, has welcomed the Volkswagen Africa Group's decision to keep its head office in Kariga in the Eastern Cape. Last year, it was reported that the auto manufacturer was unhappy with the country's power outages and high labor costs. Van Niekerk says the municipality will support Volkswagen and create a favorable environment that will promote the industry. Earlier, Volkswagen had announced that it would produce its first electric car this year. Now, in his State of the Nation address in the Cape Town City Hall last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa highlighted the government's achievements, such as the fact that over 1 million youths had been appointed as teacher assistants, that 25% of agricultural land is presently under black ownership, that the target for 2030 is 30%, and that there has been support for 1,000 black industrialists as well. Now, he announced plans to grant private rail operators access to Transnet's infrastructure for freight rail system revitalization. Moreover, Ramaphosa prioritized tackling corruption, which has led to the recovery of over 8.6 billion rand and some 200 individuals being prosecuted, and stated that the end of load shedding was in sight for SA. Now on to international news. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has sacked the commander-in-chief of his country's armed forces, General Valery Zaluzhny. And now this follows speculation about a rift between the president and the general, who has led Ukraine's war effort since the conflict began in February 2022. The move marks the biggest change to Ukraine's military leadership since Russia's invasion. Zelensky has appointed General Vitaly Syrsky, who led the defense of Kiev against the Russian invaders, as the new commander-in-chief. Now, at least 13 Sudanese migrants have died and 27 others are missing after their boat sank off Tunisia's coast. Only 2 survived. This was the latest disaster to hit migrants attempting to cross the Mediterranean from Africa to Europe. Sudan was plunged into civil war some 10 months ago, forcing at least 9 million people to flee their homes. Most of them have taken to refuge in neighboring states. In 2023, some 2,300 migrants died trying to cross the Mediterranean. Athletes triumphing at the 2024 Summer Olympics and Paralympics in Paris won't solely secure gold, silver or bronze. Their medals will be a unique addition, a shard of wrought iron sourced from the Eiffel Tower itself. Announced by the Games' organizers, each of the 5,084 medals crafted for the Parisian events will feature a hexagonal piece of iron salvage from the iconic landmark. Tony Estanguet, president of the Paris 2024 Organizing Committee, highlighted the significance of this choice, symbolizing the unity of the country and its capital. Extracted from the tower's original 1889 construction, the iron fragments, stripped of paint and polished, will each weigh 18 grams, forming a hexagon, mirroring the France's shape, of course. An absolute treat for those athletes going into those Olympics and Paralympics as well. That's it for news. So now another update in 1 hour. Let's take a look at the sporting action. Here's G.
Thank you so much, Carl. From priceless medals to priceless moments in sport. And Heinrich Klaassen, he serves them up. An explosive innings helped to propel Durban's Supergiants to their inaugural SA20 final. And in so doing, defeating the Joburg Super Kings by 69 runs in their qualifier 2 at the Wanderers yesterday. So Klaassen's blistering 74 off just 30 balls, supported beautifully by Virat Mulder's quickfire 50, guided GSG to a formidable 211 for just 6. JSK responded, losing wickets early, and they were ultimately bowled out for just 142 in just over 17 overs. So that means DSG will now return to Cape Town for the final in a rematch with the Sunrisers at Newlands, and that's tomorrow. Sadly, it is sold out, so I hope you've got a box waiting for you, but an incredible tournament coming to a close. Now, Paris in the news again for a different reason. Paris Saint-Germain this time appear poised to bid farewell to the famed Parc des Princes after the city reiterated the stadium's non-negotiable status. So despite years of pursuit and I'm sure massive monetary offers, PSG has now abandoned hopes of acquiring the stadium, and the decision comes following Paris's mayor Anne Hidalgo's reaffirmation that the venue is not up for sale. Since 1974, the Parc des Princes has served as PSG's cherished home ground, but the club now eyes a new chapter elsewhere. Now, staying with European footballing news, UEFA's president, Alexander Serafin, has declared that he won't pursue a fourth term in 2027, and that's despite some controversial reforms that could extend his tenure. So Serafin, a 56-year-old Slovenian lawyer, cited the need for new leadership and then personal reasons, now having spent some 7 years away from his family. The announcement followed UEFA members their nation's approval of statute amendments, including one that enables him to stay up until 2031 in the position. Now, speaking of sticking around, let's turn to motorsports. And British GP, they are set to stay at Silverstone until 2034. So a new long-term agreement now secures Silverstone as the host of the British Grand Prix for the next decade. And that was following the announcement made yesterday. Amid speculation that the Northamptonshire track owned by the British Drivers Racing Club has now solidified its position with a reported £30 million per year deal up until 2034. And the upcoming F1 season begins in Bahrain on the 2nd of March, with then Silverstone set to host the iconic British Grand Prix on the 7th of July. Well, that's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll touch on those headlines again around 8 o'clock. The roads should be up and running by now. Let's get you to work safely.
And only one incident to report in Midrand, Johannesburg. There is congestion on the N1 southbound after Olifantsfontein Road. Expect delays and allow for added travel time. That is it for now. Let's take a look at the weather. Starting with weather news. Now, good progress is being made in bringing wildfires in the Boland under control. The fire brigade has been stretched to the limit in recent weeks due to blazes in the Matruas Mountain, Brandvlei, Baviaanshoek, as well as Bainskloof and Larkenvlei areas. Now, the Cape Winelands District Municipality says most fires have been contained. Spokesperson Joanne Otto said the fire on the slopes of the Matruas Mountain at the Dorings was still moving in the direction of Larkenvlei, and of course, but they will suspect that it may burn out before it reaches the other areas. Now, meanwhile, the SA Weather Service warns of extreme high fire danger conditions expected over the central and eastern parts of the Northern Cape, the extreme southwestern parts of the Northwest, the southwestern parts of the Free State, and the northwestern parts of the Eastern Cape. However, I do want to take a moment to just wish all of the firefighters and volunteers well. They've been doing a fantastic job with those fires. We salute you. Let's take a look at the sunrise view for this hour. And we got this one sent in by Malcolm from Durban. Come on, Malcolm. That was produced via AI. That can't be a normal picture. If it is, I salute you. 063-408-8863. Let's see if your AI is better than Malcolm's. Show me a sunrise view and send it to the Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we'd love to feature you as we take a look at your temperatures across South Africa.
Yep, it is cooking out there. Uppington, thank you for putting your hand up. Just stay hydrated as we always stay, and rather spend a little bit more time indoors, possibly playing lotto. Why? Because today could be your day to win big. If you play Powerball and Powerball Plus, forget this, 37 million rand in total estimated jackpots. That'll change your life. So you can play Powerball for an estimated 20 million, and then Powerball Plus weighing in with an estimated 17 million to boot. But there is only one way of standing a chance to win, and that is if you panda push up play. So you can buy your tickets today. You can do it in store. You can go to nationallottery.co.za, their mobile app. You can do cell phone banking. There'll be a little drop down, I'm sure, on your app, or you can simply dial *120 *7529# for those important USSD. And we posted all of the jackpot details, all of the ticket purchasing details on the Expresso social media pages. So please go and check them out. We can't give you the winning numbers, but we certainly can pat you on the back if you win 37 million rand, because that's what's up for grabs in Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots. Oh man, please do yourself a favor. Go panda, pusher, play, and do it now.
We're going to continue playing on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Before we get there a little earlier, we gave you a recipe about, jalapeno poppers with a bit of blueberry and bacon and brie. I'm about wrapping them up here. So, G, I'm going to just need you for a second, because you have to I'll just finish my last one over here.
It's nice to be needed.
But Jeff, I always need you.
I know, man.
I do.
Lovely. Thank you, man.
So I just want you to taste. I just want to give it a last final flourish, which is the drizzle. Okay.
Okay, so just break it down for me again. Inside these little puppies, we've got brie, we've got blueberries.
Yes.
We obviously got the
brie.
jalapenos.
Okay. And then that's how it goes. So I think a nice one for you to taste would be one that I did a little earlier. That one over there makes sense. Give it a taste.
Okay.
That's the one that Mitch Machana made a little earlier.
Really?
He made that
The
earlier.
professional chef that we brought in.
Let's see if he's got what it takes there.
Oh, I've got one of these.
Yeah, one of those. Okay, cool.
Thank you, Mama Loosh.
There we go.
I appreciate you.
Good luck, and just watch. Don't spit on your white t-shirt. And what are we thinking? The blueberry.
I'm using both of these.
Bacon, the brie, jalapeno. Not
and
bad.
that smokiness.
And you wash it down.
Oh, please.
Wash it down with something as well.
That is absolutely exquisite. Look, it's piping hot.
It is.
But I think you want to eat them piping hot, because you get that pop.
You do want to.
That
So
is
what I'll do
amazing.
is for you-
What chips did you use to smoke it?
I opened that one for you.
Oh,
because I got your back.
It must have been love. But it's not over
No, it's not.
now.
It's not over now. It's not at all.
Oh, I
but
love you,
okay.
man.
I love you
really
more.
do.
Why don't you take a sip of that and enjoy the jalapeno popper with that beautiful Super M? I think it's going to work nicely. Okay.
That is
Lovely.
a perfect pairing. If you're looking for a Valentine's date combo, okay, you can book Carl and I.
Yeah.
Okay? No, you can't. But you can definitely do this at home.
Great stuff.
Wow. Or maybe you can book Carl.
Well, you could if you want to. You know, we have a be-free game. I don't know if you know, have you ever played a be-free game? We want you to play along with us. It's going to be fantastic. It's
I
gonna be
want to be free, and then of course I want to connect with our incredible Miss SA. Natasha Yabere is in our Joburg studios with Zanele, and I think she is living her best life. It's time to connect with Brand South Africa. Where do I go next? Okay, I'm having another bite. Welcome back. Let's be honest, most things in life, they aren't free. But in our brand new game, they absolutely are. It's called the Be Free game. I love it. Whatever that means for you, go and do it. So how it works, I'm going to ask each of our players here a fun rapid-fire question which will give them the freedom to imagine what they would choose, okay? And I want absolute honesty. I want them to tell me literally the first thing that comes into their mind. And looking into Mitch's face, that makes me nervous. The winner will be the person who gives the best and most honest answers, and we will judge by studio applause, okay? So we've got a question for each of you. I want speed and authenticity, all right? Absolute honesty, okay. So let's start with Mitch, seeing as we've got you here and we're not having to pay you.
He is the Be Free in this game.
Listen, yeah, I told you, you've got to be free.
In the next segment, if this is gone, I've got my payment.
Listen, we'll tell you the price tag on each item, buddy. Okay, so let's jump right into this. Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, I'm going to start with you, Mitch. You're free to speak any language fluently. What would it be? Why?
Tswana.
Okay, why?
I just love the sound of Tswana. Like when Tswana people are speaking, it just, you know what I mean? There's like a vibrant, like.
I love it.
They're so smooth. So Tswana would be number one on my list.
Absolutely beautiful. I like the honesty. You're free to instantly master any skill without effort.
A musical instrument.
Oh, okay.
Which musical instrument?
I would love to do electric guitar.
Okay. Oh, you'd look cool doing. I can see the excitement in your eyes. It's not too late for your plan B.
Thank you.
Very nice, gentlemen. Off to a flying start. Round 2 begins now. You're free to have any animal as a pet.
First one came to mind, lion.
I don't think you okay.
Look,
everyone would love a lion.
Come on, think about it. King of the jungle, you sitting there next to your lion. No one can come mess with it. The aesthetic looks incredible. You know what I mean? A lion.
I like that, honestly. I love it. You're free to travel to any point in time.
Wow. We'll go to a Nirvana concert.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's where I'd go. I'd go to be in the middle of Woodstock or something in a Nirvana concert.
I thought you were going to say 1996 to be present for the birth of...
Yes!
I'm Simba.
I'm Mufasa.
Well, the helps to have a lion.
Exactly. Okay, I love it, gents. Round 3. You're free to fix any global issue or problem. I'm going to take it there.
Oh, I'm going to go world hunger.
Okay.
I think once when you feed a child, they can learn more. And I think when you're learning on an empty stomach, you can't really take in information. So I think world hunger would be the first thing I hear.
Oh, that's going to be tough to beat, man. That was lovely. Yeah. Okay, you're free to improve anyone's life by giving them this.
Money. You're welcome.
Speak it into existence. Money. Put it out there. Speak it into existence. I love it. Oh, this is going to be a tough one to call. You're both giving me gold here. Round 4. You're free to wear this every day.
Okay, the first thing that came into mind is mankini, but no one wants to see me in one.
Now
okay. I mean, that's not entirely accurate. I mean...
And you would be free in a mankini.
Very free.
Oh,
I'm going to go, this is tough. Let's say sneakers.
Okay, just sneakers and a mankini.
And, this is a terrible sight that I'm trying to picture myself in.
As long as they're matching colors, you're okay, man. You're okay. You're free never to wear this again. We might have the same answer.
Mankini. You knew that was coming. Okay.
This is taking me on a journey, and this answer is going to reveal a lot. Okay, round 4, our final round. You're free to change anything about yourself. Please don't.
Ooh, this is tough. Anything about myself, change.
You're free to choose.
Okay, nothing. I need to be quick. Can I go with nothing? I think
I would hate you to change. I would hate it. All right, Carlito, this is your chance, buddy. Are you ready? This is your one and only opportunity. You're free to change anything about me.
What are you? Your age.
If only we could all go back to 1996 and make it all right again. Where is Jean-Claude Van Damme when you need him? Just send him back to 1996 to rewrite. Absolutely. I don't want to select a winner for this, but I'm going to have to put it to our studio audience over here. Is Mitch our winner today?
Mankini. No one?
Wow.
Wow! Yo, I'm definitely taking
Hey,
this.
listen, but he is loved, eh?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
He spends a lot of
I'll lose the
time
class. I'll lose
giving
the class.
people
I'll lose the
chocolates. Okay, but no, wait. Is it Carl? Yay.
Do it, 2 claps.
Okay.
I got 2 claps.
If we put Mitch in the mankini, can he win then? Yeah! You see, you did
you're
it.
in luck. No.
Oh, buddy, you did it to yourself. That was
you so
beautiful,
much.
man.
Oh, man.
Just think a little differently. Think out the box. If you're looking to be free and eat dairy again, you can do it. And you don't need to put a mankini on to do it because you can find your lactose-free wherever you need it. And if you do have a lactose intolerance, then just reach for your no-lac lactose-free milk and yogurt. It's a game changer, and never look back again. Freedom is literally just a sip, a scoop, or a mankini away. Beautiful. On a bicycle.
Stop.
Say goodbye to nausea and cramps and say hello to delicious freedom with Nolax range of lactose-free milk and yogurt. Be free with lactose-free.
When it comes to entertainment on your Feel Good Breakfast show, there is also no lack. Do you know what I mean? It's ample. And that is why we have the best in the building. I told you he is a superstar, and he is somebody that is taking over the world through the genre of amapiano. So, Expresso family, Johannesburg studio, please make some noise for none other than Leave Me Crazy with Jealousy.
Jealousy, Baba de JJ.
Everybody, let's make some noise! Oh, do you see now? The weekend is officially opened. The Minister of Groove has done so beautifully. Leave That Crazy is not going anywhere, Expresso family. He's still going to be in the building right here at the Johannesburg studios. However, someone else who's also going to be in the building is our 2023 Miss South Africa, Natasha Hubert, the gorgeous one, and also someone who has such a huge purpose. And we're going to be talking all about that. However, also on the way, we're also going to be getting into something which I love. We're talking beauty and self-expression with the hashtag Talk Your Worth podcast from L'Oreal. Trust me, this is exactly where you want to be. Stick around, you're on S3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso here on S3. Now, when you give people a voice, you give them power. And the team at L'Oreal Paris recently launched their empowering Talk Your Worth podcast that'll be celebrating beauty and self-expression, but also emphasizing the worthiness and importance of individuals embracing their true selves. Take a look.
Today, we have the pleasure of witnessing the groundbreaking L'Oreal Paris South Africa's monthly podcast titled Talk Your Worth. I am so excited because I appreciate platforms that give space to empower, to educate, and to be motivational. So get ready to be inspired. Talking your worth is easier said than done, but we have been provided a platform that gives us a roadmap to achieving the best versions of ourselves. And Ayanda is here to expand more on how this vision came to be. Take us back to the inception of this idea. Hashtag Talk Your Worth podcast. What inspired it?
Really, it lives in the ethos of what the brand stands for, because you're worth it. I think this was just around elevating and really stretching the brand a lot further to being more than just a beauty brand, a skincare product and a hair care product and a hair color product. It was about how else do we really own our brand proposition and our brand message, because you're worth it.
We've decided to partner on this amazing podcast to speak to some icons, some legends, some of our favorite women in the world about their self-worth, their confidence, and how they navigate the world around them. Mama, we have watched you navigate your life in the entertainment business. Some of us were listening to your music as kids.
I just want to say thank you to L'Oreal and everyone and my beautiful children. I'm 58 and I know I look sexy. We don't choose where we're born. You don't choose your parents, but you say, I'm in this situation, and because I have got a reason to be here, whether it's good or bad, I will make my mark.
Even sitting here as Miss South Africa, it still feels so surreal, because I entered back in 2020 and I did not place at Miss Universe. Shortly after Miss Universe fell into depression in 2021 of August, and I speak so proudly of it sitting here tonight because it's something that I should not be ashamed of.
I've been through massive anxiety. Your heart is racing at 100 miles an hour at every given moment of the day, and you just don't think you're going to get through this. But you tell yourself you're going to do it because the next minute is going to be better.
My experience at the launch of the Talk Your Worth podcast is nothing short of amazing. Simply looking at the panel of the incredible women who are sharing their experiences and journeys of self-discovery and learning and knowing and understanding their worth is inspirational.
I definitely think the reason I'm part of this campaign is because I was doubting my self-worth at some point in my life. And I wanted a platform and a space where we could speak freely about what that looks like, about what confidence looks like. That's why I'm involved, because I wanted to chat to other women about what their journeys look like.
For me to be involved with something, it really has to talk to me. And this spoke to me because sometimes we don't understand our worth. We don't look at our worth. And I'm the one person that sort of, you look in the mirror and you look at yourself and you always think, am I really worth it? Do I deserve my job? Do I deserve my husband? Do I deserve my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my everything? You question everything about yourself because you don't believe that you're worth it, but you are.
This type of podcast is necessary in the South African context because we are living in a completely different time. Times are changing, and we live in a world of social media particularly, where people curate what they want to share and show to the public. We never really talk about the struggles that we go through.
I think realizing your worth, understanding who you are, what you stand for, what you want in life, I think those things come gradually. They come with experience, they come with age, they come with time, they come with good times, they come with disappointments, they come with ebbs and flows. And that is what helps you become who you are, to finally and ultimately discover your worth. That's what I love about, L'Oreal. It puts you in a position to ask yourself, I say I'm worth it, but what about me makes me worth it? It makes you dig really deep inside.
It's true what they say. When women discover their worth, they become unstoppable. And this amazing podcast is proof of just that.
That's a lot of beauty and a lot of self-expression, and we love it. So we want you to give yourself the chance to grow by staying tuned to the monthly Talk Your Worth podcast. I love this. And you can visit L'Oreal Paris social media pages for all of the info, and I would imagine a lot more inspo added to that.
Absolutely. Also, the great thing is that you saw with Talk Your Worth that Natasha Hubert, our very own Miss South Africa, was involved, and I think it's important to actually have a live feel of Natasha Hubert as well. She's in Joburg as we speak.
Yeah, and we cannot wait to connect with our favorite.
Indeed, and this is why we are connecting with her, because she is what we call beauty with purpose. When you look that up in the dictionary, she literally shows up as a picture. But she also shows up under the example of light, positivity, and honestly just being the best version of yourself. This is why, Expresso family, we are welcoming the 2023 Miss South Africa. It is Natasha Hubert! Natasha, how are you, gorgeous?
I want to come back just for that intro.
Ah, get out of
this
here.
This is like by far my most favorite intro I've ever had.
Oh, Natasha, you say that to me every time because this is like the sixth time we see each other.
It's your voice. Oh, it's in the voice.
For you, it's in the you, because we love you, babe. Are you good?
Thank you. I'm great. I'm great.
I can
it's
see that you're
2024.
great.
Like,
Yes.
it's a new year, new me.
100%.
But really enjoying it.
I can
enjoying
see
it.
that. I mean, we see you on social media. We see you on radio. We see you on television. We see you just absolutely killing your reign, which is a beautiful thing. But I want to hear from the person. How is it going? Because the last time we caught up with you was when you'd just been crowned.
It's been, I mean, what, 5 months? I still have like a 7, 8 to go.
Yes.
And I must say, Jan started quiet, which I really, really thoroughly enjoyed.
And
Because
I'm
I've been busy, and you can relate. I know you understand.
Yes.
But so far, just great. I mean, doors opening left, right, and center. So being blessed, I'm grateful, I'm appreciative, and just soaking it all in. Like whatever I do every single day, like I'm just present, just enjoying every second.
And you genuinely are, Natasha. That's what we can tell, because you genuinely are so intentional about each and everything that you do. But something that is big for you is the Natasha Hubert Collective. Please tell us about that for the people who don't know. What is it?
Yes. So when I entered, obviously, Miss South Africa for the second time last year, I wanted to come back with, yes, I had purpose and I had this experience of being financially excluded, but how could I incorporate that as Miss South Africa? And so I went back and I already spoke to my campus, Boston City campus, which I did my degree through. And before I entered, I went back to them and I said, listen, this is what you've guys done for me. I studied through a bursary at Boston, and I don't even think you guys are aware. And I said, I want to do this for other learners as well, because so many South Africans are being financially excluded. So I went back to Miss South Africa and I said, okay, stepping in, I think the purpose for me of the platform was enhancing whatever I'm already doing. And so I went in and I got the 10 bursaries, and now we're already standing, I think we are reaching over 51 bursaries.
What? Natasha, that's incredible.
So we selected the students for the Boston City campus bursaries. They will find out very shortly.
Yay.
And then next month we are actually starting with Hyperion, Death, and ASUS for IT space bursaries. So I'm really excited just to see how far and how big we can make it.
Yes, and girl,
it's the year for growth.
Come on.
The year for leveling up.
This is why we call it 2020 more, okay? It's more of everything good.
Can I be Miss Sada 2020
20 more? Exactly. I love that.
I'll reign forever. I won't mind.
Girl, but this is the thing for you. I think that you have been stepping into your purpose since you were young, and this is why it's now just shining the way that it is. I mean, talk about the fact that you have been in entrepreneurship since you were 19 years old. That is not an easy thing. Why does it mean so much to you?
Yeah. Well, I think it was circumstances that kind of just pushed me, you know, in the deep end. So when I was 18, I did designing as a subject in school, and I didn't know what I was going to study. I knew I wanted to be Miss South Africa, but I was like, what am I going to study? I need something to show. And so I wasn't sure. So I went directly into actually registering Natalia Jeffries that July that I turned 19. And back then, obviously, I didn't have a set plan. It was like, let's just go with it. Let's just see where it goes. Like, I love fashion. I love fashion. But I didn't really know how big it would get and how stable it would be. And so it's 10 years later, almost.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's absolutely
No.
it's
Okay.
8 years. It's
8
8 years.
years.
Let's
Okay,
go there.
perfect,
If
yes.
you round it off, it's 10 years. And it's doing great. I love it. I really love it. I do it with my mother as well, which makes it so much more special.
That's so sweet. And I also love the fact that you are just naturally a fashionista. Every time we see you and you step out, even at the L'Oreal Talk Your Worth podcast, you look like a dream. But babe, I also know that for you, something that is always something you speak about is your childhood.
Yes.
So I want to take you back a little bit.
Okay.
Apparently you were the Jet Li of your childhood. Karate was a thing. Is that still part of your life? Can you still do like a back kick type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
I can count like to 3.
what-
Ichni, Sanchi, that's all I remember from
Okay,
karate.
so to 2.
And then you like ich,
Uh-huh.
knee.
Uh-huh.
So whatever. I
Okay.
forgot it, but my brother and my mother actually has black belts.
What?
So I thought, let me, try it out, and it didn't work for me.
I was going to say, as well, you are me, because my
Didn't
whole
work
entire
for me.
family can speak Afrikaans fluently. Ek kan 'n bietjie Afrikaans
Ek sal
praat,
vir jou
maar-
leer, vinnig,
Nee,
net drie.
see, I kind of understand what she just said, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's like 1, 2, 3, each knee shans.
Yeah, thank you. It's okay. We'll learn sometime. But babe, I also want to then ask you, in terms of what else is coming up for Natasha
Yes.
Joubert, what can we expect?
Oh, can I give it away? I don't think I can.
No,
Can?
please, Natasha, come on.
I can't.
It's your Expresso family, dude. Exclusive.
But,
Yes.
there's some exciting things for crown chasers that gives me opportunity. That's all I can say. And I might be flying overseas for another brand that I'm very excited about.
Girl!
So I think it's just really seeing where I want to go as Natasha. Like, yes, you are Miss South Africa for a year, but afterwards it needs to align. It needs to almost just get better and better and beyond from there. And Miss South Africa is really paving the way for me. So there is exciting things coming. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to need a few tips and tricks from you.
Girl, but you see, this is the thing. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't want to give it away because you said you don't want to.
I'm going to need some tips and tricks from you, and just, I'm definitely going to reach out to my mentors and people I look up to, and I'm going to need support. I'm going to need help, and I'm excited. That's all I can say.
It's going to be incredible, and I'm super proud of you. And we are in the best hands when we talk about our head girl of the country, our 2023 Miss South Africa, Natasha Joubert. Of course, you know that there's still so much coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Stick around. You are on S3, and we're going to be back on the other side of this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, here on S3. It is time to get all Valentine's Day-y, I should call it. It's beautiful. I have the perfect date that'll take me through all of the things that you need to know. And also, you have to immerse yourself in what is the love and the beauty and, of course, the trends available to you. We have somebody who is here to capture all of that, a creative director, a stylist, a visionary, somebody who loves Valentine's Day more than anybody else. Taryn Appel is here to take us through. Now, Taryn, first and foremost, I know that you haven't been talking about Valentine's Day enough this week.
No, not at all.
That's why I wanted to just let's start off with setting the scene.
Yep.
Does Valentine's Day have to be about red and pink?
No, it doesn't have to be about red and pink. Let's just
address?
Clear that.
Thank you.
It does not have to be about red and pink. But oh my gosh, how cool is red and pink?
I love red and pink as a combination. That's the thing. So I just want to make sure that that's there, so that if you don't have red and pink, it's fine. But you can get red and pink.
You can.
So let's get red and pink.
Should we show
and
you
a bit
how?
of black, a bit of lingerie, a bit of this and a bit of that, a bit of shrank.
Yes.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so I just want to touch on lingerie, which every year on Valentine's Day seems to be like a really big focus. And I feel like it's a little reminder for us women to treat ourselves, but also, you know, for anyone who wants gifting ideas, to go out there and spoil your significant other.
Yeah.
Get the size right. You know, like, it's really important. Lingerie is quite personal.
Can I ask something? From you. So if you were to go to your partner, right, and ask them, hey, baby, if I ever get you lingerie, what size would you be? Would you feel offended by that, or would you want me to go into your cupboards and go check in? Because you know that I know that you ladies have two cupboards. You must have a winter cupboard and a summer cupboard.
That's correct.
So what would you prefer?
Rather ask.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
There's nothing wrong with asking. Of course, when you get something, you want it to fit and look amazing on you. So, you know.
Thank you for saying that out loud. I think a lot of people needed to hear that right now.
Exactly.
Great.
So what I want to touch on is going bold. It makes a bold statement. And I know what you're thinking. How is anyone going to know that I'm making a bold statement? It's underneath my clothes. You're going to know. Like, it's going to make you feel amazing and confident. So go for bold.
That's the thing about underwear and lingerie. The thing is, because you know, it's like that empowering secret.
Yes, exactly.
And I love that about even the way you carry yourself.
No, it boosts your confidence to the next level. But there are ways that you can show your lingerie if that's how you want to, you know, go about your wardrobe. I love the idea of layering a bodysuit under a blazer.
I approve.
With some jeans, maybe even a matching suit, pants. So
that look right there?
It's no longer frowned upon to show your lingerie if you're doing it, you know, well and tastefully.
Yes.
And then we can't forget, you know, if you're a little bit scared to ask your partner about what size they are, you could always go for a PJ route as a gift. These are really nice and slinky, and there's also a gown option. Look how stunning that is.
That would work.
So that's really great gifting ideas. We spoke about the pink,
pink
and
red.
the red. This is very shiny.
That's giving me Gloria Stefan. I don't know why it is.
Trying to break out in dance. That is a vibe. And then also we spoke about this print before. This is the V-Day print from Woolies, the floral red and pink combination.
And you know, the great thing is we actually have a couple of models who could even show us these things as they come. Can we bring them in, and then I want you to take me through?
Okay. Let's do it.
Can we do that?
Let's do it.
I would love that. Okay, first model's up. And you know, while you're standing there, take me through it.
Okay, well,
we've never done that before.
We just saw this floral print. She's wearing in the dress version. I have spoken about dressing this down with a flat. She's obviously dressing it up. She's clearly going to date night. I do want to put some emphasis on her makeup, because I think that if you're like me, I don't like spending more than 5 minutes with my makeup bag, and you just want like 1 or 2 or 3 products that can really turn things around. So she's gone for a very classic graphic winged liner.
I'm a wing fan.
Oh, you're a wing fan?
I think wing speaks to personality.
I just want to show you up close
yes.
Her cheeks. If you can see, she's got the Glow Palette sort of bronzer on her cheeks, and then her lips are extra shiny, and that is because of this amazing lip oil from W Beauty and the berries. So she's got a matte red lip and then she's just put the oil over it just to give it some gloss.
You can see it there.
Some vibes, which is amazing.
Incredible. Honesty.
And then she could just tie her look off with an amazing fragrance, amazing smell. We've got the W Beauty Guild here, which is part of their in-house collection.
Do that thing. Do that thing they do in the
that-
malls. Yes, that's it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
It's very
I
sweet
prefer
and
you standing
flowy.
up and doing this. This is actually a lot better.
You're
you
putting
need to
me-
stay
you're
there.
putting me to work,
Thank you so much,
Carl.
Caitlin. That was amazing. That's next model. Let's see the gents. I
The
think this
gents,
is
okay,
cool.
so
Yeah.
come on out,
Yes,
Danielle.
come through.
So basically, just like lingerie, the thing that makes women feel confident, not all men wear a suit every day, just like women don't necessarily wear lacy lingerie every day. So a man puts on a suit
This
and
is
immediately,
like
he's feeling like
already.
he's
I also-
owning the room.
I wanna do two things, right?
Good.
You wanna date this man,
Yes.
and also I wanna try and get an investment from him, like some sort of fund.
Okay,
But
is he
that could-
looking like a financial advisor?
No,
We don't
no,
want him
no.
to look like a financial
He
advisor.
looks like he's secure in the financial department.
Okay,
That's the thing.
that is very, very different. That is a very, very different way of looking at it.
Yes.
But what I love about this particular suit is that, we're always looking at black suits. This is a neutral version, and the soft pinks just sort of tie everything in. It makes it feel fresh, summery.
And he made an effort. He made an effort for
He
this day.
made a hell of an effort. I mean, he's...
Also, you can tell he's been going to the gym, which is another thing, so that works.
Yes, and of course, if you're not, a suit guy, we spoke about having a little mix of a blazer mixed with a sort of sporty jacket that you could wear with your black
Yes.
trouser. It's really cool and sort of modern if you're not a suit guy.
Love that.
But there are so many options and so many ways to look your best self, Carl.
This is incredible. I honestly think this is fantastic, and I want to thank Taryn for taking us through Valentine's Day. She doesn't talk about it enough, and I'm glad that this week she got a chance in your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, why don't you let the little things make you feel like the epitome of love and admiration this Valentine's Day? Because roses are red, violets are blue. We have a 20% off selected lingerie for you until 14 February. Shop this offer at Woolworths, available in-store, online, and on the app. T's and C's apply. Don't make somebody cry. Give them something amazing that you can buy.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue to celebrate love and Valentine's Day. We love it. Before the break, we gave you some great Valentine's Day clothing options. Now, let's fill those tummies. We want you to eat your heart out, literally, this Valentine's Day with Woolworths. Their incredible eat-in deal where you can choose one starter, one main, one side, and one dessert. Put it all together to create the perfect 3-course meal. And the best part, you'll save up to 65 Rand when you buy the full meal as a pack. And here to give us a little bit of help navigate our way through the deal is Woolworths Taste Food Director, Abigail Donnelly. Sorry, our sandwich has now turned into an open sandwich. So it's just you and me. Sorry, Carl. Okay. Just want the topping on top. I love
let's
this.
focus.
And I love the fact that because you want to do something special, but if you're like a parent like me in this phase of life, there ain't no going out on a school night. There ain't none of that. You've got to eat in.
True.
And you want to make it special and romantic. So the meal has to be good and not break the bank. And we've got some great options here. I love this eat-in deal. So let's explore the deal first.
Okay.
How does it all come together?
All right. So beef sirloin, beautiful steak, nice thick cut one, which is always great. I mean, I love beef. It's my favorite kind of protein.
No, because we have access to the best steaks.
Yeah, and part of this deal are these 2 beautiful steaks. And what I've done is I have grilled them up.
Oh, no.
And then I've cut a little heart-shaped butter, for you, actually.
For me,
yes,
I know,
for you.
For your love.
And
You were
then
going to
a
say
little
for
bit
your
of
love.
thyme. But these steaks are great because what I like to do, I don't know how I know that you're a big steak.
I love my steak.
Fundi.
Yeah.
So my way is to leave them at room temperature for at least 2 to 3 hours. I smother them with either duck fat or butter, or even just a little bit of oil. And I like to use sunflower oil because it like really heats up really the smoking point nicely.
Sure.
And then I just put it on a hook and I hang it over the sink. But you can just leave it on a baking tray as long as the air kind of on a baking rack. As long as the air kind of circulates and it's dry and it gets a little bit of a crust, and then it cooks to your liking. Because if you're going to cook a cold steak, you're going to get a cold middle, and no one wants a cold middle.
And look, I actually prefer my steaks done a little bit further. I'm not like an ultimate rare kind of person. I want that fat to render.
Yes.
Chef Clem gave me a brilliant piece of advice in terms of salting the steak.
Yes.
About a half an hour at least, or an hour beforehand, and that makes a massive difference. In fact, that was the game changer for me. But what I love about the sirloin is it's a balance of, so you get a great cut, you got a good meat quality, nice fat content, so it's a little bit of everything, and it doesn't break the bank. It's one of the less
100%.
expensive options.
And then I always cook first. I always put the fat side down and just hold it up with a little bit of tongs, just to render that fat, and that steak cooks into there. And then this is also part of the deal if you want to choose. And there's a little bit of blue cheese in here. And I just thought a little bit of blue cheese stolen from our cheese platter at the end, or the start, whatever you fancy.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a start finisher.
Yes, and then maybe on the other one, just as you've turned it over to cook the other side, and then let it just ooze. I mean, and that is a real treat.
Absolutely beautiful. What's next?
Yeah, so with that, we've got our fantastic exotic little baby potatoes, which you can either pop into the microwave, but what I like to do is roast them in the air fryer, because it just gives like a little bit of specialness.
Yeah, and the flavour, I think the flavours develop a little bit more,
yeah. And that's got a nice herb butter. So I'm not going to pop those in, but you're going to pop this beautiful little bag of tender stem, exclusive to Woolworths.
Not just tender stem, sweet and juicy tender stem
and you
with
always
lemon
need
and
a
black
nice
pepper.
little bit of crunch and green on your steak platter.
Beautiful.
So if you pop those in, I think about 3 minutes.
Okay, you're going to stand up nicely for me. There
And
we
then
go.
this heat and pour mushroom sauce, which you can also get a cheese one or a peppercorn one, which is also great.
And that you can just pop into the microwave as well.
Exactly, yeah. So there, do you want to pass that little cheese platter that we put together?
Oh, look at it.
Again, part of the deal is the prosciutto crudo, which is your Italian beautiful cured meats.
Kind of premium cured meat.
Yes, and then there's all our lovely cheeses, Emmental, smoked Stanford, a very mature cheddar, and your beautiful Pearl Rock Blue. And then just like little kind of treat-sized bites.
Yeah, I like the candied figs in there as well. Kind of a bit of sweet can offset the funkiness of the cheese. Absolutely beautiful.
And a drizzle of honey or some of the syrup from those preserved figs. You could actually also have some really nice ice-cold spun speck, sweet melon, and then which is traditional to wrap with your prosciutto. Yeah,
and I love that,
Make it
especially
your
for this
own.
kind of time of the year. This kind of meze-style eating, even if you take a big meal like this and you kind of dress it down a little bit, I love that. Absolutely perfect
Yes.
for Valentine's Day. And then just very quickly, how do we cap
Yes,
it all
and then
off?
of course dessert. I would start with this and end with it. So there are two different options on the deal. There's the beautiful double thick yogurt, coconut and strawberry, which you can embellish with, as we've done there, rose petals and a little cherry scented truffle.
The coconut
But
is special, I'm just saying.
this
yeah?
airy tub of yumminess
Oh, look at the
is
wobble
chocolate.
on
Oh
that
la la la, yeah.
Oh,
So
my
there.
goodness.
And you know what I do sometimes, Graham, is I freeze this. Oh my gosh. And it becomes this moussey, yummy chocolate ice cream.
Look at the funkiness
And
on
then
the inside.
obviously a little treat. Let's
'Cause
open
you
a little
must.
box because we need to.
Oh,
Because
I love this. This is decadent, but
baby
it's...
sweetie pies.
Oh, no, get
How
out.
cute are those?
You
Leave one
have
under my pillow.
I was
going
to say, have a few. You're going to
Yeah,
get a couple of
exactly.
sleeves because you're going to use them all. Okay, so let's break it down for you. 65 Rand off if you complete the deal, the eat-in deal together. And that's a 3-course meal, which is absolutely amazing. But this offer is only valid up until the 18th of February. So we're giving you a few days after Valentine's Day even to plug into this great opportunity to feed yourself in style. You don't have to break the bank this Valentine's Day. In fact, you don't even have to go out. You can stay indoors and eat in spectacularly and save up to 65 Rand as you do it.
Can we have this for breakfast?
We can.
Of course
Well, we
can.
are having it for breakfast. That's exactly what's going to happen. Cheers. Happy Valentine's Day, Abs.
Thank you, and you too. I hope it's going to be a good one for you.
Oh, it is, definitely. Wow.
How delicious is that? Cool.
Wow.
I'd hate to break the moment, but we do need to get into our last report on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. 1 minute after 8 o'clock it is. Let's start nationally. Police seized counterfeit goods valued at 13 million Rand and arrested 5 undocumented suspects during an integrated takedown operation in Johannesburg on Wednesday. This operation resulted in the seizure of more than 18,000 counterfeit items, such as clothing, shoes, bags, caps, and watches. The police also dismantled a hidden manufacturing plant and storage facility from which counterfeit goods were distributed to shops in and around the city. The 5 suspects are expected to appear in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court soon. Now, the mayor of the Nelson Mandela municipality, Gary van Niekerk, has welcomed the Volkswagen Africa Group's decision to keep its head office in Kariga in the Eastern Cape. Last year, it was reported that the auto manufacturer was unhappy with the country's power outages and high labor costs. Van Niekerk says the municipality will support Volkswagen and create a favorable environment that will promote the industry. Earlier, Volkswagen had announced that it would produce its first electric car this year. On to international news. Ghana's government has suspended plans to implement a 15% tax on power following a public uproar that it will worsen the cost of living crisis. Now, the value-added tax, or VAT, was to be levied on domestic consumers of electricity, but labor unions opposed the new tax and announced nationwide protests. Authorities now say the plan has been put on hold until talks to resolve the dispute. Ghanaians are already required to pay an annual levy for the carbon emissions produced by their petrol or diesel-powered vehicles. Now, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has sacked the commander-in-chief of his country's armed forces, General Valery Zaluzhny. Now, this follows speculation about a rift between the president and the general, who has led Ukraine's efforts since the conflict began in February 2022. The move marks the biggest change to Ukraine's military leadership since Russia's invasion. Zelensky has appointed General Vitaly Syrsky, who led the defense of Kiev against the Russian invaders, as the new commander-in-chief. And wrapping up with a feel-good story. Last week, Dr. Claude Mashego, Miss World SA, visited the Africa Tikkun Utando Center in Brown Park, Johannesburg, to spend some time with Mimi, a 3-year-old facing a rare developmental disorder. Claude, driven by her pageant title's purpose, immediately offered support upon learning about Mimi's condition. She emphasized the significance of her role in serving humanity and supporting organizations such as Africa Tikkun. Claude passionately urged the public to join her in fundraising efforts spirits to enable Mimi's ability to walk someday. Mimi's resilient spirit and infectious smile deeply touched Corday and her team. The doctor-turned-beauty queen appeals to everyone to contribute towards Mimi's cause with a Back a Buddy page link available on your screen right now. If you can support, please do. That's it for news and your feel-good breakfast show. Let's wrap up the sport. Here's G.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wastley. Let's start with the SA20 because it is in firm focus this weekend. And yesterday, Heinrich Klaassen's explosive innings set the scene. It propelled the Durban Supergiants to their inaugural SA20 final. And in so doing, of course, defeating the Joburg Super Kings by 69 runs in their qualifier 2 at the Bullring, the Wanderers, yesterday. So Klaassen's blistering 74 off just 30 balls. That's kind of how he does it. Supported brilliantly by Vian Mulder's quickfire 50. Guided GSG to a formidable 211 for just 6. And, of course, JSK responded by losing wickets early, and they were ultimately bowled out for just 142 in over 17 overs. So GSG, as a result, will now return to Cape Town for that final in a rematch with the Sunrisers Eastern Cape at Newlands tomorrow. Unfortunately, tickets sold out, but maybe you know a friend who knows a friend and you can get into a box, but it should be amazing. Now let's head a little further afield for some European footballing news. And of course, Paris Saint-Germain, it appears they are poised to bid farewell to the famed Parc des Princes. That was after the city reiterated the stadium's non-negotiable status. So despite years of pursuit, and I would imagine some very big monetary offers, PSG has abandoned hopes now of acquiring the stadium. And the decision comes following Paris's mayor Anne Hidalgo's reaffirmation that the venue is not up for sale. Since 1974, in fact, the Parc des Princes has served as PSG's cherished home ground, but the club now eyes a new chapter elsewhere. Now, staying with European footballing news, Alexander Seferin has declared that he won't pursue a fourth term in 2027, despite some controversial reforms that could indeed extend his tenure. So Seferin, a 56-year-old Slovenian lawyer, cited the need for new leadership and, of course, personal reasons, now having spent some 7 years away from his family in the role. The announcement followed UEFA member nations' approval of statute amendments, including one that will indeed enable him to stay up until 2031 if he chooses to. Now, speaking of sticking around, let's turn to motorsport now, and a new long-term agreement has secured Silverstone as the host of the British Grand Prix for the next decade, at least. Now, that was following the announcement made yesterday. So amid some speculation, the Northamptonshire track, owned by the British Drivers Racing Club, has now solidified its position with a reported £30 million per year deal up until the end of 2034. The upcoming F1 season begins in grand style in Bahrain on the 2nd of March, with then the famed Silverstone set to host the iconic British Grand Prix on the 7th of July. And I think it's going to be quite a season. And that's where we leave our sport for this Friday morning. Enjoy all of the sporting action this weekend. We'll recap on Monday. But right now, let's get the latest out on the roads.
If you're still heading to work, this is what's ahead of you. 2 incidents, one in Durban, Westville. There's a stationary vehicle on the N3 southbound east before St. James Avenue. The left lane is currently closed, so do expect delays if you're needing to use that way. Now, Cape Town, there has been an accident on the N1 inbound before Plattekloof. The right lane is closed at the moment. Expect heavy delays and allow for some more travel time. That's it for traffic. Let's take a look at your weather. And starting with weather news, the SA Weather Service has issued a level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms with heavy downpours, possible strong damaging winds, hail and excessive lightning that may result in localized flooding of susceptible roads, low-lying areas and bridges, structural damages, falling trees blocking major roads, as well as localized service disruptions due to power surges. These conditions are expected over the central and eastern parts of Northwest, the eastern parts of the Free State, Gauteng, the southwestern parts of Limpopo, the Mpumalanga, Highveld and Escarpment areas, as well as the western and southern parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the central and eastern parts of the Northern Cape, the extreme southwestern parts of the Northwest, the southwestern parts of the Free State and the northwestern parts of the Eastern Cape. Now let's take a look at a sunrise view to wrap up the morning. And Agnes sent this one through from Rhino Hills. And isn't that a phenomenal picture? A little hill, and atop the hill, the bright shining light penetrating through, showcasing a day that is going to be your best yet. I'm telling you that now as affirmation. 063-408-8863. That's our number to send your sunrise view. And if you need a bit of a hint as to what to wear today, here are your temperatures across South Africa.
Maybe the slightest chance of rain to temper the heat down in the mother city, but just stay safe out there regardless of the weather. And make today your day. And how you could do that is by winning big, massive, if you play Powerball and Powerball Plus for an estimated 37 million rand in total jackpots. So you can play Powerball for an estimated 20 mil, and then Powerball Plus for an added estimated 17 million rand. But there is only one way to do it, and that's actually playing. So this is how you can get your ticket. You can buy them in store all over the place. You can go to nationallottery.co.za online. You can use their mobile app. You can use your own banking app, or you can simply dial *120 *7529# for USSD, and we'll keep all of those details up on our social media pages. Please just go and check them out. Then Panda Pusher Play, 37 million rand up for grabs in Powerball and Powerball Plus today. Well, that winning feeling will kick in just after the break. Why? Because it is the weekend, and we'll set the scene with two things: all the movies that are releasing today, and then another scintillating performance. Lee McCrazy is going to blow you away and officially start the weekend after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back. You're still on your feel-good breakfast show right here on S3. And of course, you know that we are always 100% bringing you the best. I will remind you every chance I get. Because we do that, we have still got Lee McCrazy, who's going to be in the building. But right now, My favorite South Africa is also still in the building. Natasha, babe, I have been loving everything you've been doing. And we were even saying to each other that we always feel like we see each other because of what we see on social media. But you've been doing so many different things that I have to ask you. What has been your biggest highlight so far in your reign?
Okay. I was like, are you going to ask me some other questions?
No.
Yes. Many. Many. So let's name a few. Let's not only do one.
Okay, let's do it.
It would be unfair.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
It would be unfair towards the other ones.
I get that.
So I would say Paris Fashion Week.
Of course. And you were even there with Bonang Matse.
No, L'Oreal delivered.
Come on.
Let me quickly tell you. I dined not once.
Okay.
Twice.
Okay.
On the Eiffel Tower. 2 nights in a row. Like, what's life? What is life?
Where are these dreams just coming true?
I know.
Yes.
That's bizarre. Then I would say I went to... Okay, Mauritius. Okay, let's not do Mauritius. Let's do Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of these international things, I love it. Yes.
Then we go back to South Africa. Women's Health magazine cover.
Oh, yes. Oh, and girl, you were doing the things.
Visiting schools is also always my favorite days. So we went to Tembisa with F&B. I've went back to my high school. We went to Cape Town. Also to do a library set up there with Sun International. So that's always my favorite days.
Yeah.
And then what else? There's many. I'm not going to forget.
Okay. Number 3. Yes.
There's many.
Wasn't for you hosting alongside Andile Ngube on Sport at 10? I mean, wasn't that the first time you presented ever?
That was nerve-wracking.
But you killed it.
That was nerve-wracking.
You killed
Making
it.
a valid point, that was cool.
Yeah.
I was immediately like, where's that clip? I'm posting it. People need to know I'm now presenting.
Exactly. And they were like, Natasha, where's your show?
But that was cool.
Yeah.
And then furthermore, it's just many things.
I can imagine, babe.
And you just need to really, really seek the enjoyable and fulfilling parts in whatever you do.
Yeah.
Like you need to keep it excitable for yourself.
Yeah.
And then just meeting people, honestly. Ooh.
Yes? Who?
The Booker homecoming when we won the World Cup.
Yes. And that was when we got the picture of you and Sia Kolisi and you guys were like, they were like head boy, head girl.
Can I tell you why?
Yes.
I'm a fangirl. I'm putting it out there. Use it against me, it's fine. I'm a fangirl of the Booker. I love rugby. I grew up watching rugby every single weekend. When I was 10 years old, I had a rugby-themed party. And everyone had to wear rugby jerseys, and my cake was like sharks, lions, blue bulls, and stormers. So I grew up in a rugby household. My father played rugby, and so by the time that I met the Booker, I had this ball and I had everyone signing it. So that was a surreal day because it was the pride of our country, and you could just witness it and be there.
And feel it.
And how cool the year I won Miss South Africa, so it just felt like, it felt cool, okay?
It was
felt like a cool girl.
It's in history forever now.
Yes.
The same year that they won, you won.
So I'm going to be like your mom back in the day. We won the World Cup when I was Miss South Africa.
Come on! And not just for the 3rd time, for the 4th time, my love. Thank you very much.
Wow.
But Natasha, I also know that, I mean, it's the craziest thing watching you not just do your reign, but then also continue to run this amazing fashion label. I need to ask you, because when you talk about it, what kind of goals do you have for it? Do you one day want to take it to New York Fashion Week? Like, where do you want to see it go?
Not many people ask me that, but genuinely not overseas. I think it will be a proudly South African brand forever.
I love
I really enjoy keeping it very intimate and small and very focused. And I don't even ever see Natsole Jeffries really mass producing, but really having clientele that makes custom pieces and one-of-a-kind pieces. So that's where I love it. That's what I'm passionate about. I don't see it like ordering batches of the same thing of thousands, if you get what I'm saying. But keeping it more exclusive and really experience to every single client. But it's also a way just expressing my creativity. I'm a right-brainer. I am a creative person. I love to dress up. It's one of my favorite parts of being Miss South Africa.
We know that, girl.
Every single day. I'm like, ooh, what can we wear today? Yes. So I think it's just expressing myself and my creativity. And when you also see when you dress someone and they just feel beautiful.
And they look beautiful.
And it's just, I know it's something that you wear. It's on the outer, it's like outside, but you can see them light up and feel confidant.
Yes.
So I love being part of that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And something else that is very beautiful is love, because we are in February. And of course, you knew I was going to ask this. You knew. Natasha, what are your plans for the 14th of February, 2024? My sister.
Well, Miss South Africa was nice enough to keep it open in my diary, so it's still empty. But
yes.
I tell Ntlana, I swear I'm going to get engaged very soon.
Oh, so it might be.
Look how she's laughing because she thinks I'm delusional.
If you like it, you should have put a ring on it. And Ntlanta is the person who is always with Natasha. No matter where she goes, you will find Ntlanta there. And that is why even when she gets engaged, I'm sure Ntlanta will be right next to you.
So Ntlanta's like, listen, I'm putting your nails in for this date.
Oh.
I'm like, the week after, because I swear the week after that, I'm flying to Cape Town. I think I'm getting engaged.
You see, you heard it on Expresso first. Natasha thinks she's going to get engaged.
I'm going to look so delusional when I don't have a ring by the time I come out. But it's been, you know, I've been in a relationship for 9 years.
Yes.
And Enrico is such a big part of me, and he's my support system. So I feel like speaking about him, I'm very proud of him. And yeah, I mean, love is great.
It is. Look at you lighting up. Oh my goodness, Natasha. I am so glad that we got to have this catch up, because like I said, the last time we spoke to you as your Expresso family was literally when you just got crowned.
Yeah.
But you're doing incredible.
Thank you.
12 out of 10 for being Miss South Africa 2023. And I genuinely cannot wait for us to have you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Lots of love.
All of the love from our 2023 Miss South Africa. It is Natasha Joubert. And my friend, it is only about to continue being a feel-good breakfast show indeed right here on Expresso, because we only ever serve you up what you deserve to get your day started off perfectly. So this is why you got to stay tuned. You're still on your feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, she's so lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, brand, South Africa is strong at the moment. We love it. But of course, what is also strong is the cinema, because it's a Friday, which means new movies are releasing. And JP says that February is where movies go to die. Let's see if we can disprove that, Mr. Movie Critic, because we got some crackers on the list here.
I'm so sorry to
I can't believe that. You know what? We said that off.
No, there's no safe place here, my friend.
No, you think I care? I told you that February is cinema's cemetery. Like, this is because basically everyone's gone to see movies over Christmas.
Yeah.
Everyone spent their money over the holidays. Everyone bought a couch that they're going to have to return by March. Like, it's hard now.
Or pay off in 15 years'
And
time.
you want to save up for Easter, so these aren't necessarily like the blockbusters that we're looking at here. I know you're feeling very worried about Madame Web next week.
I am
very worried.
There are a couple that do grab the attention.
Oh, sure.
I know the holdovers we discussed yesterday, which looks absolutely beautiful. But let's start with all of the Hemsworths.
Except one.
Except for the guy.
Yeah. Who's the guy? Oh.
No, yes, I mean, I think that might be a sore point.
So what's the name of the movie? It's got a name.
It's called Land
of Bad. Sorry, our director's like,
man.
what are you guys doing? Because we're just mourning movies. So Land of Bad, I always appreciated when movies put the warning in the title. And so, like you said, you're getting your worth of Hems here.
Is it kind of like a HemsworthWish.com?
So, by the way, it's Luke and Liam, I think that's
yes.
correct. What's the other dude? Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Chris is Thor.
And apparently science knows that there are 3,500 other Hemsworths that we still undiscovered. And
Russell's there to save
Russell
the day.
Crowe is in a position here which is sort of like when you see Samuel L. Jackson show up in a movie. Or when you see some Nicolas Cage movies where it's like, oh, he's in the same room for the whole movie. Because he got the check, he did the acting job, he doesn't need to go out into scene with the smaller actors.
He's a face actor for this one.
Yeah, and which he deserves. Whatever, the dude's got Oscars. So Land of Bad is very cliche, as you can see things. Rescue team penetrating deep into the jungles of Philippines. The CIA, what are you doing there? Go back to America, we're tired of this. Seriously.
But also, didn't your brother do Extraction? We've seen this.
Oh, you're right. There was a second Extraction as well.
Yes, there was.
Someone got left behind.
I'm sorry, Hemsworth.
They're rescuing Hemsworths technically like careers. No shame, that's mean. So yeah, Filipino terrorists, machine guns, machismo, testosterone, drones. Russell Crowe is a drone operator who guides the special forces team through the jungle. And really, like, guys, I thought this was 90s, man. Like, even Predator from 1987 is ripping this off. Like Predator back then was like, aren't we done with this? But whatever. Sometimes you do want some brain dead action, you know. Speaking of brain dead, he points at his brother's brain. Poor guy.
Oh, dear.
But look, so B-grade action is welcome once in a while. I mean, and hey, even Equalizer 3 ended up being pretty good as far as I was concerned.
I love them all. I've loved them all.
big
Extraction, all of these things.
Maybe-
I enjoy the payoff. You get what you want with films like this. They
You
give it to you.
are
Yeah.
desperately flinching on the right side of your face that South Africa cannot see. Nah, but for real, like sometimes if you do just want to see B-grade action, it hits the spot, the sweet spot. Hopefully, Land of Bad does.
Looks beautifully shot.
Looks
I mean,
decent enough special effects, and it's cool that they do some
Yes,
handheld
and
stuff
they
that
have
looks very
slow-mo.
tactile, like Saving Private Ryan type thing. But yeah, Carl's not sold. Out
I'm
today.
not, I'm sorry.
Neither am I.
Even the poster.
Russell's
come
face
on.
is too big.
So
but
it's
that-
like an octopus had guns instead of tentacles on these posters.
But that is straight out of the
preposterous.
90s, though. Look at that. Even the composition of the poster is
But
beautiful.
you
I
know,
love it.
you know
I'm
where
there
you
for
saw
that.
the poster before? Top Gun.
Yeah. And Delta
Look at it
Force
again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Thank
6,
you.
and 7. I
It's
love it.
actually like called a people pyramid that they just put the actors' heads on top of each
That's
other.
it.
Moch
All right,
is
would you
what
like
I
to
am.
introduce
Anyway,
the next film,
Out
Carl?
today. Okay, Carl has been threatened with pronouncing the next title. Go for it, Carl.
So the next film is called Terry Baton Mi In Aisa Ul Jajia.
ASA is apparently the
ASA.
pronunciation, but it doesn't matter. We
I
don't
tried
speak
my best.
Hindi,
That was
but
brilliant.
we
Thank
do
you.
our best.
brilliant.
Sometimes we get some Bollywood exports, and hey, Bollywood has a February like any other country in the world. But look, if you don't want, muscly action, then maybe you want some romance, and it's a bit of a romance with a twist. It's got a sci-fi edge to it, and I suppose we've seen some stuff similar with like Lars and the Real Girl, where the guy falls in love with technically a non-human entity.
Which is happening all over the world right now. There are
Graham?
people falling in love with people who don't exist, that are AI created.
We're
So
going to
that is
confiscate your
tapping
phone
into
because
that,
you're weird.
Poor things.
Exactly,
Hey,
yeah,
that's a good
exactly.
reference. Poor
Thank you.
Things, being a movie about
you.
a created woman. Very good, Carl.
Thank you.
And
I
so,
learned from the best, JP.
Terry Baton is obviously classically Bollywood romance. You got your dancing, you got your sunsets, you got your sparks flying at all the
Mansions.
right times, until this guy, who is a robotics engineer himself, discovers that this female, a woman is what we usually call them in the 21st century, is a robotic humanoid who ends up being suspiciously perfect to the family. She's suspiciously perfect to the guy, and then the wheels come off as he realizes it's just nuts, bolts, and cogs on the inside. Can you fall in love with a robot? Graham can. He just revealed that about his own
Well, I
personal
think
life.
everyone's falling in love with the robot. Look at her. She's amazing. She
Graham,
can cook with
I
both
don't
hands
want to
and-
know what you...
Look at that whole thing. I love this. This is going to push so many buttons.
Oh, God. I don't know if you've been real with me today.
I don't know what's
I'm
going
messing with you.
on.
I'm sorry, dude.
You've
But
been
you're a soft
replaced
target
with
today.
a replicant. Now, look. So I read a review from the Hindustan Times, and that reviewer was very unkind. Because I think maybe what it does a bit too much is tries to veer into its conceit, which is that it's the sci-fi thing, rather than focusing on the fact that you're still doing romance. How about you
Yeah,
give that
make
some
it-
sort of weight as
Yeah.
well? But hey, I haven't seen it yet. Maybe this is up your alley.
Choreography in Bollywood is excellent.
This will actually be the test. Like if in Ex Machina, you could just tell, okay, robot, can you do the Bhangra dance? Like, are you able to dance along to, no, and then your AI then just gets slapped.
You can download it.
So apparently robots will be able to dance, and that's the only way we'll know whether they're human or not. This is out today, and Bollywood romance, always up a lot of people's alley.
Oh, it looks good. Absolutely awesome. We've got Rob and Roll coming out today as well. And then we've got The Holdovers, which
is
sounds
brilliant.
absolutely amazing.
I wanna
Not
see
all of
that.
February is terrible. Sometimes
Yeah,
you
no,
get
that's
Valentine's
there's
Day.
Oscar contention right there. JP, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
I'll be back.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We actually missed you. You know, we were chatting and we were enjoying. That's why we were so relaxed there. We wanted to lay down and just chill. But we can't because we are very excited. Actually, our backs went completely up straight when you realize that a movie that has just set the bar for every other movie that will come after it, Dune.
Are you just going to gush for 3 minutes?
I'm going to. Sorry, wait. I know I'm going to get to your problem, but there's a movie that I think, in all its facets, we haven't unpacked. We don't have enough time, but JP can condense. It's Dune, and it's back, so that you can get reminded about that moment you.
And this is not the second half of Dune, which is still coming.
No.
There we go.
Okay, this is
the re-release of #1 on IMAX.
Come on.
Everyone knows that movie. It's the biggest, one of the biggest screens we've got. And so, when I first reviewed this movie in 2021, I gave it 10 out of 10. It is a masterpiece, as you said. It changed the game.
It's an opus. It's a masterpiece.
And my approach there, my tact was really the sensation of Dune, more than the technicality, the VFX, and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes you watch a movie in different moods, and eventually I had to go, okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts, and I want to talk about sound. Of Dune, and if you know, I feel like I'm cheating myself not having like an IMAX system in my lounge. So I'm going to bankrupt my family and just buy one. But yeah, sound is absolutely everything, be all and end all of Dune. I know that sounds crazy to say, but like basically you could turn down the dialogue, not have a single word of talking in this movie, and the score, the soundscape, the design will drive everything. Now, the reason how you see sound as the captain, as the chief, as the commander of the story is in the workflow even, and before we even get to the narrative of how it plays in. And when I say workflow, I mean that this beautiful director, Denis Villeneuve, who gave you previously Sicario, who gave you masterpieces like Blade Runner 2049, who gave you Incendie, which he shot in the same desert, Wadi Rum in Jordan, is that he said the tendency is sadly for movies to leave sound as the last thing you do on the shopping list of post-production. You just rush it in at the end. So your editor, and this is the ingenious Joe Walker, who also edited the Batman with Vampire Boy, which was also fantastic. Sometimes the editor will have to work with a pre-recorded library of sounds. You know, when you're watching a movie and you hear the same police recorder, Fire George K,
the same kids laugh.
And they have to,
that's the one.
Have to desperately try and use that to stick to the visual while they're still trying to figure out what the sound is. After the script was written, they went immediately into sound design before even shooting. And the reason this is I'll give you an example like this. Give me a popular city that you've been to. You've probably been to New York.
Yes.
Now, when you look at the cityscape, what's the first thing your eye roves for and catches? Maybe the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so sorry, I'm just steamrolling you.
For sure, yeah, but I agree.
Your eye gets to choose what the city tells you and what's most iconic there. Sound, you do not have a choice what arises from the streets below you. Sound is the captain of the experience, and in the same way, sound had to guide the visual rather than the visual guiding the sound. Because the editor might think, and this is one of the concerns of Mark Mangini, who is the sound designer of Dune, previously worked on Mad Max Fury Road as well and Blade Runner 2049, so he's a master, said that there's cliches that us average Joes might think, oh, we're looking at a desert, let's do wind. Well done. You're putting wind in the desert for the 1000th time. So what these teams actually go and do is they put speakers underneath the sand to find out what does a ripple of a worm, what is that going to sound like?
Yes.
They put in the ornithopters, you know, those helicopter-looking things, the sound of their cats purring in there. There's a stag beetle flapping its wings.
Hear that, yeah.
But this is the point that they also make about sound, is that a lot of movies think that you can make sound in abstraction. Let's put Carl in a white void, and that is iconic Carl and the one and only Carl you'll ever hear. But the way we remember Carl is what he sounds like when his voice bounces off this couch. When he bounces off this table that we're looking at here and the cameras around us. The context is how our ears go, wait, I'm there. So a cat purring has its own parameters, and we know when it's too violent, when we know when it's too quiet.
Yes.
And you don't necessarily hear that in the helicopter, but you get a set of rules to your ear.
It takes you there through that
But
sound.
now, speaking of shopping lists, I'm just going to quickly list what, like, the kind of marvel that they achieved is that every other movie will, like I said, buy from the stock library. Dune made bespoke sounds, which can only be used for Dune, with these gadgets, with cat purrs, with little weird trinkets that they made to generate the soundscape. Up to a total of 3,500 unique sounds, and guess what? Only 4 of those were generated on computer. That's so everything was baked by human beings.
So someone was just stroking a cat the whole time, just like.
And so I could still talk about Hans Zimmer for an hour, and that's because it's the arc of evolution. Did you say stroking a cat for an hour?
Yes.
Okay, that threw me off completely. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut to a look at, just for a teaser to get you in the gears, to get you in the mood, the appetite again for the re-release of Dune 1 on IMAX today.
I'm
going to be there twice this weekend.
Me too.
So
See you there.
have a look again. Salivate. Don't lose too much water.
What did you see? There's a crusade coming. You inherit too much power. You have proven you can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned. Arrakis is a death trap. Kill them. This is an extermination.
Let's fight like demons.
I know you. One day, the legend will be born. All of civilization depends on it.
The future. I can see it. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
Go! So
Guys.
ridiculously, I'll say that this is the greatest sound design in cinema ever. And I'll even compare it to 2001: A Space Odyssey, where you were just talking about sound driving the emotion, the directive.
Yes.
Remember 2001 with the monkeys, with the satellites, with the nuclear
Happens
warheads,
without you
and the
needing to
space tunnel,
think about
Jupiter.
That's it.
And so when you're watching that movie, you're watching the bickering and the chittering of men merely trying to make political games against each other. And in this as well, who cares about what the Harkonnen are saying to the Atreides when you know that you're looking at the larger arc of human evolution being determined by larger forces? The forces determined by the design of the sound. Forces clashing against each other to bring about a new world, a new existence for humanity, whether good or bad. We'll find out by number 2 that comes out in 1st of March, but number 1 is being re-released today.
Bagpipes
seriously.
were also used, and I love that.
We're just going to go on talking about
Sorry,
this.
okay, I need to stop. Sorry.
Oh
I'm stopping.
my
I'm stopping.
goodness. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready for IMAX. I don't know if I'm ready for the 1st of March. I just don't
I
know.
wish there was a
This is
pull to
amazing.
erase my memory so I could watch this for the first time again.
Exactly.
Every time I watch it, it's
Do you know
new
what I mean?
eyes, new ears.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm gonna stupidly good movie making. Our director wants me to give popcorn.
Can you give it another rating? Give it a rating on IMAX.
It's a
Come on,
field
do
of
it.
millies entirely. It gets maize, it gets corn, it gets 10 out of 10. Why are we rating a movie?
Say 11. Do it.
It's a
Say 11.
11 out of 10
Or
popcorn.
if you know JP, you know that just broke his brain to say that. To say 11 out of 10 would have hurt you. man.
Numbers mean nothing. It's the feel and the sensation again, like you were saying about Dune. Dune is a masterpiece, man. I feel bad for anyone who didn't get to work on it, including ourselves. I'm going to go run coffees for director Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, thank you for
After
giving us
watching the
that.
movie again.
Thank you for bringing us that. It is important for us to understand what goes into creating these moments in, I think, cinematic history. This is going to be a set work for the next 30
You
years.
give them $200
Absolutely
million to make a
amazing.
movie, make a brilliant one. Dune
Oh,
is.
we love it. So we're going to take a very quick break. When
Very quick.
we return, we'll delve into a little bit of entertainment news.
And then, of course, we have one more performance in our Dune popcorn buckets. Stay right there.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we dive into the world of entertainment news, some good and some heartbreaking, in fact. And of course, Mitch is stuck around because we are still not paying him. So we're going to keep using you for as long as we can until you...
I'm eyeing this table next. So Facebook Marketplace, I'm already putting it up.
And our boss just walked in. He's like, no. So we're going to kick it off with something that obviously is, I think, very sad, obviously, and it's kind of rocked the world. Prince William now has publicly addressed King Charles III's cancer diagnosis for the first time, and he did it at a charity function, which was his first public engagement, in fact, since taking a brief break from royal duties to care for his kids. And I'm glad that he did that, but this has obviously got to hit him harder than most, and he was moved by the outpouring of support for King Charles III as he thanked everyone and expressed gratitude. The royal journey has been a crazy one for us to watch from afar. It doesn't matter, but then it matters because no one is separate in the world at the moment. How do you put the royals in their place, my brother, when you hear news like this? And obviously it's heartbreaking to know that the cancer diagnosis has come through, but it's quite strange that we are sitting enamored with the British royals.
Yeah, I think, look, I mean, you try to personalize it as best as you can, where some people have had family members that have cancer, and you know that process.
There is always a connection.
You need to deal with. So, I mean, when you hear news like that, you really think about your own. I thought about my own and my uncle, who also passed away, unfortunately, because of cancer. So, yeah, you have to show empathy in situations like this.
Set the politics aside, my friend. You absolutely have to do that. Now, Carl, I'd love to hear your take on this.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to lead with Hannah Montana destroyed our family, because that was a proclamation made by one of the Cyruses. So the Miley Cyrus family, okay, parents Tish Cyrus and of course we know Billy Ray Cyrus, they seem to not be seeing eye to eye about the impact that Hannah Montana, the phenom that it was, had on their family. And according to Tish Cyrus, Hannah Montana wasn't the wrecking ball that Billy Ray Cyrus has made it out to be in the press. And in fact, that it was really good for the family. It certainly was really good for Miley's career. And ultimately that they are really happy and well-adjusted. And maybe we shouldn't be feeding off the rumor mill like the Hollywood tabloids. Do you think Billy is looking for a little bit of press time himself, or maybe it wasn't great for him seeing his daughter go through that? How have you put this in perspective?
Media fodder, of course. You know, every family has its dynamics. You know, I think we've all had tiffs with our parents. And I think we've all had these moments where you have such spotlight on yourself. And, you know, perhaps your parents have like leant in and said, oh, you know, don't forget I changed your nappies. And I mean, they're entitled to that because they did. So I think this is just it's a family dispute, whatever that is behind the scenes, but we all have them. But I don't think it's as drastic as the media has made it out to be.
Maybe it's a bit of his baggage. Maybe he feels that he exposed her to the industry too early, or maybe, because that's certainly how I roll as a dad. I'm constantly like, but you see those, you pick it up. Now, you're not going to remember this name, but you're a little bit too young.
Oh no, please say it.
Because he was veteran, I'm going to call it veteran house DJ and producer Moby Dixon. Sadly, he was involved in a car accident in Sandton, of all places. His team has shared an official statement about what was obviously an unfortunate incident and thanked the medical team and family and friends for support. They also followed up on Moby's planned performances now that have been cancelled as a result. So heartbreaking there, with new dates yet to be announced upon his recovery. I mean, this is crazy. You fly, you get there, all this fanfare, all the money that's spent, and then you get a South African car accident. Bam.
Yeah, look, I mean, Moby Dixon is a legend in the music industry, and I think...
Did you just Google him quickly while you were sitting there while you were like, Moby Dixon? You had to go back to 1996.
He's been such a great musician, and everything that he's done in terms of the music industry in South Africa, and he will continue to do, has been incredible. So I wish him a speedy recovery. In the meantime, we can stream his music. I think that's important as well.
Moby's watching from his hospital bed right now. Going like,
please.
But also we need to look after our musicians. Black Coffee is also in a brace at the moment, so we have to look after our own now. So
they're valuable assets. They're really valuable assets. Speaking of which, SA Amapiano musician DJ Maphorisa has now linked up with US rapper Busta Rhymes, the fastest in the game. And of course, that's happened in Cali. And after a video of them hugging and laughing made the rounds on social media, clearly they are besties. People have now been asking themselves if a collaboration between successful musicians could be on the horizon. Is this one you'd like to see? How would you, hey, could you drop a bit of Busta over some Amapiano? Boom.
An Amapiano track with Busta's rhyme.
The fastest rhyme on the planet.
That would be amazing.
I'm there for that.
Yes, for me.
I love it. And clearly the chemistry is already there. This is slightly a more unexpected chemistry. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Michael Bublé, Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo! But now do you think he has to start announcing himself every time Michael Bublé walks into a room? He's got a Michael Bublé! Well, they've linked up in studio to make a hit song, knowing the both of them. It was probably not on most people's 2024 bingo cards. And it's called Spicy Margarita. And obviously, Carl, you're shaking your head because it's been shaking up the music scene. Can we hear it so we can pass judgment?
Yeah, hear it.
Spicy margarita, babe, burn my tongue, make me shake. Mix it up or give it to me straight. Turn me on, make me say. Sha, 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 I just can't stop. You're the only one I want. You're my spicy margarita, baby, burn my tongue.
And I like the fact that they give you the words. You can sing along. You can sing along, which is quite nice. It's got the words, but I didn't hear, I don't know if that really is Jason Derulo or not, because he didn't announce himself at the beginning of the song. Did we miss that part?
Jason
Is it
Derulo.
definitely?
You know they have a couple name now?
Oh, really?
So I've been investigating the story for a while now, ever since I had the, interaction with Gouda. I mean, the Brie, sorry, Camembert. Doesn't matter. But they now called Deruble.
Deruble.
Yeah.
Deruble! And they've got to start every song like that.
Michael Deruble.
It's actually interesting that Michael Bublé is defrosted early, because usually he defrosts in November to get us during Christmas.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
now he's already coming in early. I like this.
He had to, because he wasn't going to come through here and he postponed his tour to South Africa. I'm just letting you know, so maybe that's why.
Because he's worried about the car accidents that everyone keeps getting into here, man. Oh, buddy, we love you, man. Still not going to pay you, but you were this close to getting paid, man.
I'm eyeing the couch now. I've been sitting here, so the couch is going through.
Go and hit him up on his socials, and in fact, hit us up on our socials. If there are any maybe unusual artists, cool stories, anything, a song we haven't tracked that is going to blow up, we want to hear from you. But that's it from our entertainment news desk this morning. And we love the fact that we get to connect with the stars, because it makes us kind of feel all a little bit more human. We're going to take the quickest of breaks. We'll see you now.
So, Cape Town family, I've got a little bit of entertainment news of my own. Yes, indeed. Lima Crazy has been in the building entertaining us, but he is also going to be dropping a new song next week. It is called Kokotela, already gone viral on social media, and we're finally going to get the full track. I know, big news, big things. But even bigger is the fact that he's about to entertain us yet again right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So everybody, please make some noise for Yiningati. Baurigo. Come on, everybody, make some noise. We told you were going to be entertained, did we not? It's Lima Crazy, and trust me, you're going to see more of him because he is an absolute superstar. Amapiano to the world, Lima Crazy to the world. Thank you very much. Still got so much more coming up right here on Expresso. I need you to stay tuned because we're going to go to a short break, but we'll be back after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as I make one last proclamation today. Today is the day to make your winning move and play Powerball and Powerball Plus. Why? Because there is an estimated 37 million rand in total estimated jackpots up for grabs.
I would like to break it down. 37 million. Let's see what that looks like for you. You play Powerball for an estimated 20 million rand.
Sure.
Plus, there's also Powerball Plus for an estimated 17 million rand. But there's only one way of a good chance of winning this, and that is for you to play.
Yeah, you've actually got to do it. So how do you do it? Well, you buy your tickets very simply in store. nationallottery.co.za, that's their website. You can go onto the mobile app, you can use cell phone banking, or you can just dial *120 *7529# for USSD. It couldn't be simpler.
If you caught that, I love your mind. If you didn't, don't worry, I got your back, because we've posted all the jackpot and ticket purchasing details on our Expresso social media pages, so go check them out. 37 million rand in total estimated Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots. What are you waiting for? All right, go for it. And Panda, Pusha, play.
Now, it is officially a Friday.
Yes.
It is the weekend. There are coffee tables
Shall we move
yet
the
to
coffee
be
tables?
moved.
Right.
Move your coffee table right now. Why? Because it's the Expresso Friday dance. And it is
the art of dance. Let's go.
Let's move the coffee table.
It is a Friday on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3, and this is why right behind me and next to me we've got dancers extraordinaire, right? I'm talking about the fact that we've got the Art of Dance Studios founder in the building, and it is from 2015 going all the way to making it to world stages not once but twice in Croatia, all the way to creating a space where young people can come and express themselves. This is a woman that you definitely want to know about, and this is why I'm so excited for us to chat to Nicole Kuberg this morning. Nicole, how are you?
I'm good. I'm well, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Tell us, I mean, girl, you've been all around the world, which I love. But first and foremost, where did this all start for you?
For me, it started when I realized there wasn't much happening in my community itself. And that's when I had the vision and the desire to open a dance studio just to have a safe haven for kids to come and express themselves and show their God-given talents. So that's where it started for me.
I love that. And I think it's so important to be able to have that space, especially just recreationally, right?
Yes, yes.
But then I want to go back to you and being the dancer, because you've been all around the world, like I said. Tell us about that, and what was it like for you?
It was an amazing experience. I was at National School of the Arts, and then I finished my university at Tshwane University, studying dance, and then I had the opportunity to actually go to Turkey and dance there for almost a year.
That's my girl.
Then when I came back, I was like, I need to put it somewhere else. Yeah. I'm getting a little bit old, so we need to put that energy somewhere else.
You look 18, Nicole. But babe, I absolutely love that, because not everybody takes the knowledge that they get and then like brings it back to home to make it better, yeah?
Yeah, no,
but
that's
then,
true.
now speaking about what you've done, tell me about what we can expect today as well as what's for the future.
So today we're gonna just showcase a little bit of what we're about, give you some, you know, some
zaga.
you know, just like some way to get into 2024. And God willingly, big things are going to happen for us. We're going to be on big stages, bigger stages than what we've been on.
Yes.
So that's what it's all about for us.
I love that. I mean, these superstars, I can see them, they're ready, and I know that they're ready for big stages as well. But I'm glad that they're ready for the big stage that is Expresso.
Yes,
So shall we let them do their thing?
They can do their thing.
Amazing. Okay. Everybody, put your hands together for Art of Dance Studio.
I like to get to know ya so I can show ya. Put a hurtin' on ya like I told ya. Give me all your numbers so I can phone ya. See my hips, big hips, so chai. See my butts and my lips don't try. Lost a few pounds in my waist, oh yeah. It's the kind of beat that go rock, ta, ta.
You know, Nikki, you're the cookies. I'm no rookie. You 16 minute, I ain't with it, so you already know.
Ta, 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 ta,
Say goodbye to nausea and cramps and say hello to delicious freedom with Nolax range of lactose-free milk and yogurt. Be free with lactose-free.
Nada.